Hello everybody and welcome back to the Lich's Archives. Sorry about last session, we just had a little power outage trouble sort of things and then followed by some computer troubles we missed last week as well. But we're back. With that being said, we don't really have any other things to announce. I believe we can just jump on into this, beginning with the recap from last session. So, last time we left off, not a lot happened, sadly. We were hanging around town as you realized they gotta fix some of their armor, so they've been working on that. They got some ideas to use some wires and other various materials to try to patch up their armor. Besides that, it was a pretty quiet night, except for A-Rod, who decided to do a little searching around, and he ended up finding one of those iron wings digging through the rubble of the tower. Luckily, he got his bow back in working condition after missing some shots against the spectator. First shot, straight through the heart, took that bullet out. I ended up discovering it was after the phylactery. Bit of an argument kind of took place from there about what they should do with this. Shalshal wanted it, Shalshal wanted it, he got to keep it. Asi was a little miffed about that. There's a little bit of talks with Bismit. A little bit of, hey, what are you doing with this thing? I just want it out. They had to talk about it once again when Talus showed up, and they agreed to crush it up using a mortar and pestle to grind the remains of this flawed gem. And with that, they were discussing if they should stay in town or leave. This is when we went to break with Tala walking back to town, the group following, and they went to the never-ending break. But
I love that movie.
Yes. But now with that done, that's where we'll be jumping back in. So, Tala's currently walking away from you guys. You guys are heading back to town. Who wants to start first? Where would you like to be? Asi it is.
I'm going to go up to Salashal. I'm going to hand him the bag of the crushed up phylactery. Since I know you Yun types like it so much and you seem so keen on keeping it.
Thank you. I mean, I was worried about it, but...
Yeah, that's what all of you magical folks say when you have powerful magical items that are super dangerous in your possession, right?
I mean, I'm not one who can use or has any reason to use a phylactery. It's purely because I'm aware of them and I know their existence can be important. So it's either very good money or it's very good information.
Why don't I believe you?
I ask myself that same question. You don't have to believe me. I personally don't give a shit. I'm just here to do the job.
Either way, I'm glad that's done with.
There's one more thing I want to do before we leave. Hey Rod, you remember those kids we saw the other day?
I do.
You remember that map?
I sure do.
Want to look at that before we leave town?
That would be wise.
Anybody into a little like treasure hunting?
So we ran into these kids, right? And they gave us this map. Supposedly there's an old smuggler's den somewhere around here.
And I'm gonna whip it out of pocket space.
How far is it?
A map from a couple of kids, even if it's just a rumor, it might be interesting to look into. So far, every rumor in this town has been worth looking into.
You're not wrong, but I think the problem is we already told everyone that we were going to be leaving soon.
Yeah, in the morning. Still have a free afternoon.
Yeah, I suppose, as long as it's not too far. I'd be interested. I just don't want to be led somewhere that we won't be able to recover from.
If it gets too dicey, we'll bolt.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
What's the worst that can happen, right?
Die horribly.
Nothing. Everything's good.
It's a Tarrasque.
I would like to point out that since we left Red River, I've almost died like 3-4 times.
I mean, one of those was by your own choice. You forgot how to walk in the forest.
I didn't forget how to walk. I went back for a lovely little lizard.
And how did you took the stone out there, and you almost you started on some weird forced version of bloodletting.
I had to get it away from the path, okay? Do you know how
Yeah,
to get
and
this thing
thus
down?
you forgot how to walk. I mean,
And if
I'm
we
not
go that
saying
way
you will.
again, you're gonna see how thick those thorns were.
yeah, but then you either
Not something
pay
you could've
attention or
avoided.
just take your time. Like obviously the stone sucks. You want to get out of here, but taking a thorn to the eye, not my idea of a good time.
It's not that the stone sucks, it's that it radiates actual illness.
What would you call
and
that?
everybody in the vicinity will just
Unsucking?
die. It sucks is underselling it a bit, I think.
I mean, you could be very correct.
Sucks is what Arod's mom does to make it bills.
I mean,
I'm sure she's a lovely
totally.
All right, then she sucks. That's fair.
Yeah.
I'd rather not upset one of my new friends.
We're friends.
I don't know. Are we?
I think so.
All right, then we're friends.
Hey, awesome. There we go. Hey, making friends all over the place. Who cares?
Want to have a sleepover and talk about boys?
Yes.
All right, I got you.
Just you and me. No girls allowed. They'll ruin it.
So,
I'm passed as a boy, does that count?
You do not.
do you still have titties?
Not really.
All right.
Like,
I-
barely. Even by a gnomish standards, barely.
I suppose that's fair. I mean, do you have a vagina though? Because that's kind of bordering on the female persuasion.
That's 80 gold to find out.
Well, we're just talking about making the tree fort. Like we can't.
So, as you're having this conversation, Assy has
I'm leading
pulled
everybody.
out
I'm
the
leading
map.
everybody in the direction that I think the map is gonna lead us.
So you guys are just walking off, following the map?
Yep.
Alright,
I think
survival
you should
check for me, my friend.
I
Feel
have a
free to
very
talk.
confused look on
tell
my face.
Tala.
I'm the one. Somebody else should take the map. I'm gonna give the map to Cole.
Okay. How about before we disappear into the wilderness, we go with Tala to the house. We tell everyone where we're going, that we will be back, and not the fact that we just got kidnapped and vanished into thin air.
I mean, you got a point. I hate to admit it, but you got a point.
I guess I prefer a tiefling goodbye myself. You know, just poof out.
You young ones are fucking weird.
So you guys are going to talk
Everybody
to
is young compared to
the rest of the
Grandpa.
group quickly. Just make me
Yeah.
aware of where you're going.
Yes.
You do that, I'll take a look at the map,
Alright, you make a survival
and I'll
check.
hunt her down.
The rest of you, as you make it
yeah.
back, it just looks like everyone's kind of getting their packs together as you make your way through the front door. Tala doesn't really have a lot to pack. She's just kind of sitting down, talking with Danny and Sarah about a couple of stuff. Nikolai is running around. He's collecting the packs, and he started a nice little pile by the front door. And he just sees you guys. He's a little out of breath, and he goes, "We're not leaving just yet, right? I have time."
No,
Yeah,
relax,
we,
relax.
I don't think we're leaving till the morning.
Good, good. I haven't started dinner yet. What? We having a slow
Well-
morning, afternoon.
I think, I guess AC and A-Rod ran into some kids around town that had a map of some sort, and there was a rumor going around. I think we wanted to check that out just to make sure the town is safe. See if there's anything there before we leave town.
Yeah, make sure it's safe. Yeah.
That,
Yeah.
that, that,
That
makes
was our
sense.
deal.
Yeah, that sounds good. If anything, happens, I'm sure Tala will be able to let you know. She told me about the bounty hunter off to the east, so yeah, if anything shows up, she'll let you guys know. Well, I'll be here.
Take a
Um,
breath, man.
You got a couple hours. We should be back here before nightfall. If not, we'll be back before morning.
Alright, have fun. And that he turns around and he, gets back to shuffling some things here and there.
So, of course.
I'm gonna be looming over Cole and being just like, I think that one's north.
What did you get for your survival?
Does this count as
11.
giving advantage?
11? You know that's not north.
But does this count as giving advantage because I am weighing in on my opinions?
No, I think this.
Oh, because your opinions are shit.
But based on this, I'm gonna say technically it would be advantage. Yeah, roll with advantage. I'll give it to you. It was a good segue.
12.
12, alright. As he says, I think that's north, and without you, look at the map, you spend that's not north, and then it kind of dawns on you that, you just gotta make it to the coast, and if you walk along the coast, you'll be in the general vicinity, right? So it just kind of, jogs your memory a little bit, and you're able to start them in the right direction to get them to in the general vicinity of wherever you think this is going. As you guys are leaving, though, one of the twins does push themselves away from the table, and Sarah actually walks towards you guys, and she goes, I'm actually quite bored. Can I go with you guys for this?
Yeah, as long as...
I'm good with maps.
Well, thank God I'm not the only one. Yes, if,
It's
do
not much
you...
of a map.
I'm not certain what kind of dangers there will be. Are you capable of protecting yourself, worst case?
That's kind of what we're paid to do.
Yes,
exactly.
but in case she gets separated because of something. We don't know what we're going into.
Oh, I'm
What if there's a
sure
pitfall?
I'll be fine. I'm not really too worried about it. If it was like hunting, I wouldn't offer, but something like this, I'm sure it's in my purview.
Alright, well, I guess we'll give her then.
Besides, I haven't really had a chance to talk with any of you, as usually I'm with Nikolai or talking with my sister, so maybe it'll be nice.
I wouldn't count on it, but
Oh, is the conversation quite droll with you?
With
No, they
him.
can be mean sometimes.
Hmm.
I'm sorry. What was it? You and your sister, what were your names again?
I'm Sarah, the other one's Danny, and technically we're not even sisters.
I thought you were twins.
Most people do. Long-time friends.
more you know.
Alright, well that
I've
you
never
guys...
been mistaken for his twin. I'm much prettier.
It's true,
Well,
but I have better hair.
but she has the better beard.
Yeah.
This is also true.
Look,
It is quite luxurious.
I know with
You
that
should see it
it's
braided.
mostly just like coppery stubble.
coppery stubble, like a Brillo pad.
It's a little bit shorter than what A-Rod out of character has.
Alright.
Not as much as you, though.
So, with that, you guys, with Sarah in tow, make your way towards the coast. Let's get a perception check from, we'll say, any two of you can make it. You guys decide who wants to make these.
I'll make one.
I'll make the other.
Alright.
15.
21.
Okay. Just taking my notes to make sure I don't get lost in the sauce. Alright.
I love that phrase so much.
So, you guys make it to this coast, and with the help of the map and Shalashar and Arod's ever vigilance, you guys spot what seems to be a winding path that kind of lets off down towards the coast. It's tucked in, would be difficult to see for most people, but you guys are aware that you're looking for some sort of smuggler's den. It probably needs a way to get boats in and out. So you've dialed in. That's exactly what you're looking for, and you think you do kind of spot either a gentle slope that's been cleared of debris, or maybe even some steps that have been deliberately carved into the side of this rocky cliff face.
Okay. I'm gonna check for traps along the trail.
I would also like to check for traps.
Alright, you guys can make perceptions. Sorry, it would be investigations.
Yeah.
Or one of you can make it with advantage. You tell me what you would like to do.
I'll give you advantage to check, and if there's any to take
Yeah, sure.
take apart, I call dips.
Fair enough.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Teamwork does make the
I'm
dream
gonna
work.
need that. Hey, a nat 20 on the second. Thank you for that.
Alright,
Yeah.
what is
Because
that
the
in
first one
total?
was like a 10. Oh, it's 21.
21. Yeah, I mean, that's... You definitely don't spot any post-build traps. You spot a couple of places where the stones are a little loose, and you're able to point those out to the party as you kind of guide them down this path. It kind of does a little bit of a switchback partway through that's a little awkwardly executed. But soon enough, you guys are almost level with the water at this point. Now you can get a nice breeze here, and it continues for quite a ways, probably about 200 or so feet along the water line. And then it looks like it kind of dips in, and then there's a giant open cave next to it, from what you can see. You guys are currently walking and you're unable to see what's into this, but there's definitely a hole in this cliff face large enough to get probably a schooner into here. It's probably about 100 feet wide and probably about 50, 60 feet in height. It's a very, very large cavern, from what you can tell.
Are we walking, the path we're walking along, is it like a dirt path? Is it kind of untrodden?
It's definitely pretty untrodden. Roll a perception for me.
Oof, that's 10.
Alright. The ground here, it's muckier than it was on top. At this point, it started to mix a little bit with sand, but not a lot. It's almost like rocks that have ground down, and it kind of has a weird glimmer as you're going, you know, kind of like if there's enough sand that when the sun catches it, you're able to see that there's something different with this dirt. Well, would it count as sod? What's the definition of sod? Not that it matters, but it's muckier dirt, a little bit of sand, some crushed rocks here and there, and quite a few of crushed shells. But it's sturdy enough to hold your weight. You guys aren't like sinking into this or anything like that. But yeah, it is softer ground and you don't pick up any tracks.
Sod would be more like plant matter.
I'll figure it out. I'll get the word. Please.
Are you thinking more like silt?
Yes, I think that might be the word.
That would be like your dirt and gravel debris generally.
So with that in mind, who's going first? It is
Well-
silt. Fine sand, clay, or other materials carried by running water deposited as a sediment. Yes, silt.
I'll
Fantastic.
sneak up ahead.
Alright, and Cole, you want to be in front of the group?
Yep.
Alright, can I get a stealth check from Assy?
No, you cannot. Ooh, that is not bad at all. Where's my stealth? Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Alright, how far ahead of the group do you want to get?
I want to stay about like 20, 30 feet ahead.
Alright, I'll describe what you see as you go, and you let me know when you think you would stop.
Yeah.
So you don't exactly dart ahead, but you pick up your pace just a little bit to get a little bit of distance before you slow your pace once again, and you just kind of start creeping up. You get closer and closer to the edge of this cave, and when you finally get close enough to kind of like peek your head in, a few things become evident. One, there's a dock. It's quite clean in here. There's a nice wooden structure that kind of makes a U around this entire cavern. There's a single boat moored by the dock, bobbing along the water. This dock is actually split into 2 levels. You have the base level, which is the U with the boat in the middle, and at the far back of the cave, it looks like it goes up into a second level.
There are 2 things I want to look for. One, I want to look for any hanging lanterns nearby me, so I can check and see if there's oil in them. And 2, I want to check and see if I can see how much algae or the little plant thing, the critters in the shell on the side of things.
Alright, make
Like
a
moths.
perception check for me.
It's not gonna be pretty. Oh, that is actually not bad for me. That's 15.
15, alright. So, looking over
My
this,
wisdom.
there's a couple of things you do notice. One, this place is actually very, very clean, you know? You don't see debris here. You don't see anyone here. It looks to be well taken care of. The rope as well in here, it doesn't seem to be frayed or anything like that. It's very, very nice stuff. The fires or whatever is giving light to this place, you can tell that it is a couple of lanterns. Some along the back, some framing the side here and there. Probably maybe 10 or so in total. You need to get a little bit more in if you want to get on top of one of these to take a look.
Yeah.
The next thing you wanted to look at was the critters. Again, it is very clean. Underneath the waterline, you can maybe see a couple on the wooden dock structures. But the boat itself seems to be immaculately clean. Maybe it was freshly scrubbed, maybe it's a brand new boat, maybe it hasn't been here that long, but it just seems very, very pristine.
Okay, I'm going to double back.
And there's no name on the back of the boat.
Okay, I'm gonna double back. There's a boat out there. No name on it. Also, like, fires. Nothing's been here long enough for algae to take root. Or the boat
there's
is
someone
actually
here.
clean, probably newer.
Or there's someone still here.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm
Well,
gonna
how do
keep an
we
ear
do
out
this?
for that.
With all of those lights, definitely somebody's still here.
One thing I did want to mention is on the second deck, where it's like at the back of this place, it does look like there's a small wooden office or structure that's built into the back of the cave.
Okay.
But you were unable to see into there, and the windows are like dark.
How do we want to do this quietly?
I think quietly is our best bet. We don't know what they're smuggling, what kind of provisions they have, if there's fighters or guards.
How
And,
many of them?
Yeah, I think definitely taking a look at what's up at the top might be the best bet.
I agree.
You want me to sneak up there and poke around a bit?
I'll go
Um,
with you.
I think AC goes left, Aaron goes right, and we'll kind of stick near the boat. You can wave us on if we can approach further.
Stick close, stick low.
Close
Because,
and low, hey?
People are around.
Yeah, we don't know what we're up against here, guys.
Alright, so who wants to go in first? What's the marching order now?
I think one of us is going left and the other's gonna go right.
Yeah,
Okay.
then
I was
the
told to go left.
So, as I said, it is a U, so you guys would need to stick with each other unless you want to take one side of the dock and the other takes the other, but you'll be on, the same piece of planking until you make it to the other side of the U, unless you want to swim across.
Now let's just go together.
Yeah, let's just go together. then.
and when we get to
We'll
the
split.
upper level, we'll each go up a side, climb straight up, not take steps or anything like that.
All right.
And maybe we should put out some lights as we're going along, you know?
Well, that might tip them off that someone's here.
I can get that.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it's better to tone out the lights than to start casting shadows, don't you think?
Yeah, you got a point. Let's do it.
How close is the nearest lights?
From the mouth of the cavern, probably about 10, 15-ish feet.
Okay. Incrementally, as we go along, I want to start just dimming them.
How are you putting them out?
Thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy.
Ooh,
I'm gonna
that's-
snap my fingers and I'm gonna drain the light. And it's gonna just seep into my cloak.
Okay. So, Assi and Ava go in front of you. They start creeping, and as soon as you get into range, you snap your fingers, and the fire flickers out, and then it comes back up. Something is keeping them alit.
That's okay. I'll just put them away.
Okay. So, you make it up towards the first lantern.
I'm going to quickly investigate it, particularly arcane.
Okay. We'll start with an investigation check.
Ooh, that is 16.
16. So you walk up to this thing and you don't touch it yet, you're just looking at it. Like I said, very clean. It seems to be attached to the wall. It has a nice, very short chain, just 2 links holding it. It has a nice tin little cap, goes down, and then it lets off to a nice flat bottom with a fire in it. Glass surrounds it as you look at it. The fire seems to almost be kind of floating in the middle, and the thing's kind of just gently swaying in the wind as you look at this. What are you
look
doing when
magical?
you're making this arcane check? What are you
I'm
looking for?
looking for sigils on it. I'm looking for anything that can hint to me that it might be what I think it might be.
Okay, what do you think it might be?
An ever bright lantern.
Looking over it, you definitely don't see any spell sigils or anything like that. It hasn't been carved into a mouth in any way. Do you want to like poke at it, look underneath it? What's
I'm gonna duck my head and take a look underneath.
right? Underneath, nothing. The chain as well, like now that you look at it, there's no breaks in this chain. It was like almost forged completely as one piece or something. It doesn't quite make sense. Maybe
Now
it was
that
made
is
by
real
magic.
catchy, my attention.
Yeah, like it's strange.
So do I see any tool markings on any of this?
Looking at it, no. Everything's perfect. Every facet of it, every detail of it, not a scratch, not a mug, nothing.
I'm gonna whisper to this thing in Dwarvish. Oh, you're gorgeous, and I'm gonna come back for you, beautiful. And I'm gonna move along.
You're
And make a mental note that I am grabbing one of these on the way out because, that's too pretty and too interesting not to steal.
Too pretty and too interesting. All right. So
Yeah.
that you continue. A-Rod, you're keeping pace as well.
Yep.
Rest of the group, how far back do you want to be from the rest of them as you guys are doing this?
25 feet.
I think that's fair. Like a round's worth of movement.
Rounds worth of movement. All right. So you guys continue your little peruse through here. Same thing. The dock, the wood has a bit of a give to it. Doesn't squeak though, you know, but you do feel it kind of giving as you're walking. Not in a bad way, but just in a nice sort of, not a squeaky dock. Feels like wood though. You guys keep going. Eventually you make it to the middle point of the second dock where you have the stone stairs that lead up to the office, or you could continue to the other side of the U, or you could go just a little bit farther, you know, about 1/4 of the way on the other side, and take the gangplank up onto the boat.
I'm gonna try to start creeping up towards that office.
I'm gonna climb my way up to the office on opposite wherever A-Rod's going up.
What about the
Yes.
rest?
Stealthily as possible.
Yes.
Do I hear any sound coming from the boat? Short of like the footsteps on the dock, sort of the rustle of water.
Make a
Do I hear-
perception check for me. And can I get a stealth check from Assi and A-Rod?
Yes.
And Cole, what are you doing?
I'm taking a careful look around to see if I can see anyone.
Alright, I'll get a perception check from you as well.
It's a 24 on stealth.
Alright.
22 for perception.
I got a 12 on stealth, and my friend stole my dice prison because she doesn't have a dice bag. So,
So it is what it is for you, huh?
I'm throwing that dice away. I'll find him later. They're being punished. They're exiled.
It's not very nice, but fair. You gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Yep.
I don't make the rules. Alright. What did you get for your perception, Shalasha?
22.
And what did you get, Cole?
I think I must have gotten some of that salt spray in my eyes, because I got a 4.
A 4. Alright. My friend. So, we will start with Assi and A-Rod. Assi, you're definitely, you know, you're still a little taken aback, and you keep feeling drawn to that lantern. As you're doing that, you kind of like stub your toe a little bit, and you kind of like catch yourself quickly on the stone, use your hands to pick yourself back up, and you kind of like continue your stride. But it wasn't your quietest or your smoothest move. And A-Rod kind of like, you know, you hear this, you look back. Exactly. You give them the sign that you guys
Just throwing gang signs.
making your way up
I
there.
throw gang signs at you that, like, I can't help it. The light is sexy.
It roughly translates to "I want to bed this lantern."
Yeah, pretty much.
But you are getting very close to the door. Cole, you indeed, you know, you are short, you're a little close to this, and you actually kind of like, you know, slow down a little bit. You rub your eyes, it's like it's just little something in there. But Shalasha, as you're here, you're looking at this boat, you see it's rocking in the waves, but there's something more to it. The boat's looks, it's strange. It has to be a trick of the eye. It almost seems like it's like getting smaller and then larger. It's contracting and the boat's expanding.
The boat is a mimic.
Yeah, I was about to say the boat's a mimic.
The boat is a mimic.
Assi and A-Rod, what are you two doing?
I'm continuing to creep up towards that door, checking for traps along the way.
You make
I
it
am
to the
spider
door.
monkey climbing my way up some of the, like, scaffolding I'm imagining there would be. Like, I am not taking the stairs.
You make it to the door.
Checking for traps.
Alright. How would you like to check it for traps?
Oh,
Describe to
just
me what
look
you do,
along.
and I'll let you know what to
like
roll.
checking upon the hinges, just lightly brushing my fingers on the ground, and then I run my dagger through the crevice under the door and around the seams just to see if there's any wires
Cool,
or anything
cool,
that it
cool.
catches.
Can you make a strength save for me?
I knew it.
And Cole, you as well, actually.
Ooh, an 18.
An 18.
This is kind of cheatsy, but
There we go.
if I see anything happen to Core, can I try and like use a reaction to help him?
Tell you what, why don't we all roll initiative right now?
Fuck off.
Would I have done anything to get up to the second story first?
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll roll initiative first, and then we'll go into initiative as we go.
Oh.
Nat 20 plus 3.
Ooh,
It's
nice.
fine. I'll call it out for you, kiddos.
I'm excited, okay?
All right. 20 to 25. Okay. Then we have 15 to 20. Shasho,
17.
A-Rod,
Oh, it was a 19.
19. So you're in front of Shalashai still. Cool, what'd you get?
5.
5.
for initiative.
Do you want to talk
Okay.
about it? Just core things?
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe I should have gone Dex Paladin.
Alright, Assy.
Yeah.
I also need you to make a strength check, oddly enough.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a little crazy here.
Okay. At least it's better than my wisdom. Oh, okay. That is no bonuses, so only an 11.
Only 11. You're on this scaffolding, you're kind of like crawling your way up, right? A-Rod, he's taking the stairs, he's made his way to this door, but you decided to climb something, and that's what you're doing. When suddenly your hand is stuck to one of the beams, and you're unable to let go. It is your turn. What are you doing?
Okay. My hand is stuck to the wood of this.
Yeah, it is stuck to the wood.
Probably got some. I've got to have something. You know what? It's worked so well for me so far. Can you guess what I'm gonna attempt to use on it? Pickle juice. I'm gonna drip some pickle juice on my hand and like rub it in.
Okay. So that's going to be your action to do, yeah?
Yeah,
Technically,
it's
it's
a
dilution,
mimic. I'm hoping the
acidic.
pickle juice irritates the mimic.
Okay. You can't move because of that. You still have your bonus action if you want to do anything else with it.
I'm just gonna fucking kick off then.
Alright, so you put your foot in your... I'll say if you use your bonus action for that, you'll have advantage on your next strength check.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm gonna get my feet up on there and I'm gonna get ready to like backflip off this bitch.
A-Rod, you're up next, but first, you're here with your dagger. What did you get on your strength check? I believe you got something good.
It was like an 18, I
An
think.
18. I believe so as well. I thought it was a 19. You're here with your dagger, and you're just running it, and then suddenly the door kind of caves inwards, and you watch as a bunch of teeth sprout along the side of it, and you quickly pull your dagger out of the way. This thing, however, is still going to try to grab you with its teeth, because that's what door mimics do. Does a 17 hit?
It does.
It does. Okay. You're going to take 4 points of piercing damage as this thing clamps onto your arm and just kind of grabs you by the full arm that's holding the dagger. It is your turn, though, as this thing is biting down into you. You know, your leather is ripping and you're up.
I'm just gonna let out a long curse and start trying to free. Is my arm completely stuck in there? Like I can't just it bit me and I pull it out, or is it's trying to grapple me?
This one didn't grapple, it just bit. So you
Okay,
could
all right.
pull it out still. You know, the teeth will say
Yeah.
are closing at this moment.
I will jump back, ready my bow, and put an arrow into it.
Shalasha, you're up next, just after something else goes, but be ready. Alright, so you quickly give it your dagger, pull your bow out, and let fly.
16 to hit.
That will hit.
Yay! And it took its turn before me in combat,
Yes.
right?
Yes,
Like
it-
an initiative? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's 12 points of damage.
Alright.
And I will use the rest of my movement. I'm just gonna start calling out, mimics, run, get out now.
Alright, so
It's a trap!
you shoot this thing, and the door actually screams, and it falls backwards, and it hits the dock. The boat goes next as you take your movement, and you start booking it, screaming for people to start running. The boat at this point, where the cannon docks are, you watch as legs shoot out. 6 legs
God.
in total, and the boat stands up, the front of it ripping open. And the closest one is Shalasha, who looks like a tasty little snack. Wouldn't you agree, Shalasha?
I indeed am a snack.
Does a 13 hit?
It does not.
Alright, so this thing comes towards you, but you're big. But in this moment, you've never felt so small, and you you channel this as you dive to the side, rolling across the planks. It's your turn, and as you look down, you see a plank open an eye, and you realize that the boat's a mimic, the scaffolding's a mimic. Make an arcane check for me.
19 on the die. That's a 23.
This is an entire colony of mimics.
Oh shit.
But it's your turn. What would you like to do?
What the fuck did you just say to me?
You see here where it says mimic colony? That's what I'm referring to, my friend.
What did you say to me?
Terrifying.
He said Jitterak.
Cool, you're up next directly after Shalashal. Be ready.
Okay. I'm just going to, I grab my axe and I swing it and I slide it together. I push Sarah back. I kind of just move my arm back. And I call out, "They're all mimics. Everything. Set fire." And with my action, I'm going to cast Bane on the closest 4 fucking things I can see.
Alright, so dock level 1, boat, scaffold mimic, we'll say, and then we'll say dock number 2. You're assuming these are big mimics and not small ones, but for all you know, every plank is a mimic. It's difficult to quantify where one begins and the other ends.
I'll target the scaffolding because I know that I saw that. Probably the dock, the boat, and if one of the doors that A-Rod or AC is close to.
Alright. What does it look like when you cast Bane?
I'm going to reach out for that similar black magic that seems to emanate from me. I'm just going to touch my hand on my chest. I'm going to touch it to the floor, and this black vine-like miasma seeps out, and it starts entwining like tendrils around each of the 4 things.
And it spreads out rather rapidly to engulf these 4 targets you've chosen. That's going to be your turn?
Yep.
Alright, cool.
I'm gonna use my action to pull out a flask of oil from my pack. As for movement, I think I'm going to just stick near Sarah to help her if she needs it.
Okay.
I think that's all I can do for the moment.
Alright, so you pull out this flask, you're just holding it, or you chucking it, or just...
I can't pull it out and chuck it on the same turn, I don't think.
I don't think you have
it was
your
in my
weapons
backpack.
out, so I'll say if you want, you could, because as far as I know, your hands are
grab
pretty
it,
much free.
action through it.
Then I will chuck it at the nearest lamp.
Alright, it can be the dock or the
Or-
boat for you. I forgot to change my music. I'm a terrible DM.
Boat.
Boat, make an attack.
Straight to D20, I'm guessing.
Yeah, you can add your dex, just not proficiency.
Oh, sure, yeah. I have lots of decks. Rolled a 14.
14. Luckily it's a big target. You might not get exactly what you want it, but you throw this bottle of oil and it smashes and smears across the side of this boat-sized mimic. Even a nice ugly little smudge for it. And that will be your turn then, yes?
Yep.
Alright. Assie, you're coming up next, but first, we got the wonderful mimic that everyone is standing on. And by everyone, I mean Code, Danny, and Shalashel, yes?
21 for that dex save, by the way.
For that deck save?
The strength save.
Strength save. Alright. In that case, you don't need to make this with disadvantage, but I do need dexterity saving throws from the both of you and Danny.
Oh, wow.
Can I politely decline?
Don't worry. I think you're about to be declined anyways. What'd you get?
Got a 4.
A 4? Cole, what'd you get?
19 on the dice, plus 2 from Shield Master.
Ooh, alright. So, all around you, the dock starts opening. The planks that were once solid, single planks stacked, kind of blend and blow together, only to rip apart in the center. But instead of letting out into the water, yes?
I was going to ask, is this the one dock that I cast Bane on? Or
Yes.
is it the other one? Okay.
It is. But instead of letting out to the water, it seems to instead let out into a fleshy sort of thing. And there's a very large purple tongue that is now snaking its way out. Reacting quickly, Cole quickly slams his shield down into the nearest eye, and the floor underneath him reseals itself as the eye closes, and it looks like it almost turns back into a dock underneath him. Danny also reacts just as quickly. Staying close to Cole, she just moves behind him and she jumps up onto one of the nearest pieces of rock. Shalashar, you're not as lucky. You're here, you have your hand down right now. You've gone down. You've put out these vines, and as your vines wrap away from you to hit the other mimics, this thing opens up and you fall hand first inside of this. Almost doing a front flip directly into it, but without as much grace. You, my friend, are going to be considered grappled at the start of your next turn.
And
who knows what happens from there? We'll find out.
It's a contested strength check.
We'll find out. Sarah, at this point, she looks around. She quickly takes note of everyone. The first thing she does is she quickly goes to her waist, and she pulls out a rope, quickly throws one end towards you, Shalashar, and throws the other end, ties it into a knot using her bonus action, and just throws it around the edge of the dock, and then she takes 30 feet of movement towards the exit as quickly as she can. We get to the second dock mimic. This one is holding Assy. Assy, my
Yay!
friend. My wonderful, wonderful friend. You're up after this, but let's see what happens first.
Is Assy still going to be a friend after this?
As you're holding onto this thing, your hand is glued. You have that moment of panic, and you watch as an eye opens up directly in front of you. The eye itself, almost as big as your head, followed by another eye to the side, and another eye, and they all look towards you. And then it goes to bite you, and it rolls a nat 1. 3 eyes on one target, doesn't seem like it can figure out where you are, and it bites its own tongue. Sad.
It was the pickle
However, you are suddenly covered in a spray of saliva and blood as the dog screams at you. You're no longer grappled, and it's your turn. A-Rod, you're up next.
Okay, oh shit. The fuck do I even do?
Cry.
Does it look like Sarah could use a hand getting out of here?
She seems to be the closest to the exit.
Okay, she's got her shit together. How does A-Rod and Cole look?
I'm okay. I'm bleeding a little bit, but I'm good.
I'm fine.
Okay,
Shalashar is like nowhere to be found. You just see like where the dock used to be and a piece of rope that's just halfway into the dock.
I'm gonna. Oh man.
You're
This
gonna,
means
oh
there's
man.
no treasure here.
There might be. Roll a history check, we'll say.
Yeah, sure.
It'll be with disadvantage, because your mind's racing, you're just quickly like, oh, it can be arcane. It can be arcane or it can be history. Up to you.
I'm dropping these everywhere. 1 second here. Ooh, fuck. A nat 20 and an 18.
Okay.
History or arcane, either one, it's +3, so 21.
Alright. Treasure is a maybe. It depends. If it's been swallowed by the mimics, sometimes it survives, sometimes it doesn't. There might be treasure hoards. You're aware that they are also telepathic creatures and able to communicate with each other. And specifically, because you got such a high roll, mimic colonies are not always hostile and can be reasoned with if they are large enough to have developed a sentience with their connections. All of this floods your brain in a second.
I'm just gonna start spewing out words. I'm sorry. We heard that there were some smuggler dens here, and we were looking to see what was here, you know? We heard smugglers thought, hey, maybe treasure.
I don't know, what else are you doing as you just... You're backing away, apologizing profusely to the dock. What else?
If you let us go, we will count it as a serious solid and present you with more solids. In return.
Alright. Please continue. You have 6 seconds to talk. It's done. You still have an action and a movement, though. We'll find out where that goes.
I'm gonna move towards just the rope.
Towards the rope. Which end of the rope?
Whichever end I can see.
Alright, so the end
And
that's
like grabbable.
tied up. Alright, we'll say it'll take your movement because
Yep.
that's literally a theater of the mind. You can be where you need to be. So on your next turn, you can
I'm
attack
just
with
moving
that.
way.
A-Rod, you are now the one farthest in here. You're close to the door that has now fallen into the office. You go into the office, you could help your friends, you could do anything. It is your turn.
Get some treasure.
I'm gonna yell on the AC. Why are you talking to it?
It's a colony.
Let's go! And I'm gonna run and is Salashar too far deep for me to actually like physically grab him, like grab my hand type of deal?
If you wanted to run and take a dash action, I will say you can make it and give him your hand.
Yeah, alright, then that's what I'll do.
Alright, so you yell to AC at the same time, you like turn, put your bow over your shoulder in the same movement, and you book your ass that way, dropping to your knees
Yep.
into a dramatic slide and putting your hand down into the gaping, I don't want to say mimic hole, but we'll say mimic hole.
Mom.
Alright,
Yeah, Ma.
Shalasha, you're up
So
next,
what's
but
your mom?
first, we got somethings for ya. It's gonna go to you, Cole. It's the boat mimic. Looking huge, looking beastly. I can't fucking roll. Does a 13 hit?
Oh,
Jesus Christ. This is supposed to be a dangerous encounter. Instead, I've been rolling 6s. The
You-
boat mimic
No complaints.
comes towards you, but you're small, and you quickly just put your shield up, and it misjudges. It goes high, and you just feel the hull of this boat scrape against your shield spikes. That's going to be its turn, but we're going to say it is now halfway on the dock. It is, however, kind of blocking Shalasha, AC, and A-Rod from leaving unless they want to climb over it or go into the water. Fair enough. Shalasha, you're in a hole. There's a rope that's just suddenly been thrown on top of you. You feel things undulating and closing around you, trying to pull you deeper into the dock, and suddenly A-Rod's hand is also thrust towards you. Before anything, though, you do need to make a strength check. It can be with advantage to get out of this if you want.
I always take advantage. That is plus proficiency in strength saves. That is a 22.
22, alright. So, you've fallen. You feel this thing, you see his hand, you reach up and you grab it, and you like flex hard, and you start to pull yourself up. You still have your bonus action and your movement, but you're kind of like, you're like hip deep in this thing, but you're now facing the right way, and you can like see the stony roof above you, and you can see A-Rod's beautiful little face.
I'll probably reach my hand up and take his hand to help pull me out. In regards to the rest of my turn, I basically all my fucking spells are actions. So yeah, I'll pretty
You can
much
stay
just
in
use...
if you want. You will take acid damage, but you could stay in it if you want to cast a spell. Don't feel forced just because I made you do it. You
No,
go,
I
"Oh, man."
think I'm okay.
Are you sure? I don't mind. Cole, you are up next, by the way.
Followed
by Assy
okay.
after Cole. After
Hear me out.
things happen.
While I'm in his maws, I'm kind of escaping. Can I take a look down its gullet to see if there's anything shiny?
Yeah, I'll let you do that with a bonus action. Make a perception with disadvantage, because you're kind of like, you're panicked, you're getting swallowed, there's a hand, there's a rope on top of you, there's a lot going on. And you just quickly glance down.
It was 17 and then a 13, so with everything else, it's a 16.
A 16.
Sorry, it's plus 6, so that's a 19.
19. Looking down at this thing, one of the main things you can tell is it seems like this mimic, its esophagus is going this way with the rest of the dock. You don't see like a treasure hold, but you do see like a couple of gold coins here and there. You think you see like the remains of like a plate gauntlet that's like dug into the side of the flesh, almost like someone was trying to like hold on.
Does the gauntlet... How far down is the gauntlet?
You could probably grab it on your next turn if you want to use a bonus action, but you'd need to stay in here.
I'm staying.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
Do you know how much plate is? Plate is expensive. You don't throw that shit away.
Cool. It's your turn. There's a bolt mimic on top of you, but it hasn't dropped its weight yet. You have your shield up to have deflected its last attack. You could move freely at this point if you want. But it is difficult to see anything besides looking to one side. You can see your friends. You see Assy up there. You see Shalashar holding A-Rod's hand, but he hasn't left the hole yet. And you see Sarah booking herself the other way. And you're trapped in the middle.
Would 30 feet get me like out from right underneath it?
It could. And you could end up next to your friends if you want, or you could end up with Sarah if you want, or you could try to get to Assy. Who would you like to go to?
I'm going to move towards A-Rod and Salashar.
Right.
With my movement, and I'm going to stare down the boat, and I'm going to say, "You'd best flee," and I cast command on it.
Ooh.
It gets a wisdom save, I take it?
DC 14.
You got it.
Hell
Right.
yeah.
So, you are nice and small. It's easy for you. You kind of just quickly scamper your way out of this. You move between this gigantic entity and your friends. You have your tail swish out behind you as you like pull yourself up to your full 3-foot stature? 3'7" stature. And you stand tall as you look up and you project your voice, really putting some weight behind it, some divine influence. We'll see if it works. The Dock Mimic, meanwhile, luckily something is still holding on. I need you to make a strength save. You can have advantage because A-Rod is holding on to you still. Mr. Shalashar.
Goat.
I will take a 17 instead of a 4.
Good. That's enough to hold on to your friend and not get pulled away. But unfortunately, you take 8 points of bludgeoning damage as this esophagus starts to try to swallow and it really just clamps down onto your leg. You can hear the sound of your metal armor getting crumpled by this thing as it like really crunches down. And you think pretty much everything below the knee is just getting crushed at this point. Then we get to Sarah. She makes it to the edge of this place. She looks back towards you guys. She's unable to see anyone, as there's a giant boat mimic in the way. What she does do, though, she pulls out a little dagger, and she whips it towards the boat. And you guys hear a dull little thunk as this little dagger collides with this entity. But you guys aren't able to see where it hit or what happened. It's on the other side. It sucks. Mimic number 2. You're up next, Assy, but this thing that you were just begging and pleading towards, you watch as these structures, these stands, these wooden beams kind of start to change their appearance. They take on a slimier sort of texture, and it's almost like limbs made out of wood starts pushing. And as it's pushing, it starts to turn more into bone and structures that you're able to see through. It looks towards you, and then it cranes its head someplace else, and it starts moving. And as it moves, you watch as the office comes off of the wall, almost acting as a tail. But as it pulls away, you can see a treasure chest, you can see coins, you can see a lot of just refuse and treasure up there. But all of it is slimy and covered in some sort of ichor as this thing comes down and lets out this massive screech. And looks like it has 2 very large legs, a giant head, and then what was the office is now its tail. That's just kind of like sticking off of it. And it starts moving towards you. But it took a little bit of time to attach itself from the stone, so it won't quite reach you. But you feel its hot breath on your neck. It is your turn.
I do not have willpower, and that's shiny.
Okay, so what do you
I
do?
would like to do some real dope rogue shit,
We can try.
and I want to attempt to get to a position where I can start collecting some treasure from behind.
Arod, you're up next, by the way.
Yep.
Like, I don't know if that involves like ducking down and like sliding underneath.
Well,
whatever
you're the trail right now, so you can try to get to it and use the disengage option. You can try to use your movement to break line of sight and do a stealth check. It's up to
I
you.
want to break line of sight.
But alright, so
I want to break line of sight. I'm also going to grab a fat flask of oil and just start leaving a trail.
alright. So you look at your friends, you look at the treasure, and you're touring. But you know what you're about. Mama didn't raise no bitch, especially not a broke one. So you quickly look at Arod. You make this eye contact, and he knows what you're about to do. And
Like this.
you run sideways. You quickly get behind a stone. Can you make a stealth check for me?
Yes, I can.
Alright, it's going to take
Yes,
you
I
another
can.
turn to get up there, right? This turn is just to lose it and start your climb.
I'm grabbing my dice box. That's the 3rd time I've lost a die. Oh! Lucky 19.
Lucky 19.
Plus
So
5.
you
24.
duck behind this, and you watch for just a second, and you watch as it's not on you. It's beelining now towards Arod. You know, he's a little stuck here. His hand down in this hole. Office mimic coming up behind him, but you have your movement. You can go up towards where the office was. Would you like to take your SD movement that way?
I'm a rogue. I got a bonus action dash.
All right. So
Let's make use of this.
well, you used your cunning action to hide. So
Yeah.
it's going to be your action now to pull out and leave your trail, but you'll be able to move, we'll say, another 15 feet up. So next turn, you'll make it to the treasure. And you can start looting.
Yeah.
Alright. So with that,
Treasure. We
Arod.
promised these kids some treasure, okay?
Alright, so you start scampering up. Arod, you make eye contact with Assy. And in a blink of an eye, they've turned their back from you. They dive off to a side, and looking at what was chasing them is now barreling towards you. This giant 20-foot by 20-foot mimic, 2 feet, closing the distance really quickly. You still have Shalashar by the hand, and you feel a lot of resistance as he's trying to be pulled by this mimic away from you. What would you like to do with one hand free?
Oh, well, I'm gonna see that AC ran for the treasure, and I'm gonna give, like, at first it hurts, but then it's like, yeah, I probably would have done this. Yeah, probably what I would have done too.
That
I'm
checks out.
I'm gonna look down and be like, listen, Salashar, buddy, we gotta get out of here, like, now. And I'm gonna start to try to lift him up out of the hole. I mean, there's really nothing else I can do. I gotta get him out of there.
Alright. I want to make this a choice for you guys. You can use your action to force Shalashar out of the hole if he lets you. And it will get rid of his movement, it'll break the grapple, and he can start his turn on top of the dock. Or, if he says no, your action is gone, and he can get the plate gauntlet on his next turn with his action.
I'll use my action and try to pull him out.
Shalashar, do you accept? You start
Nope.
pulling on him as this thing is closing, and
All right,
Shalashar, he looks at you, he does not take it.
Then I let go. And be like, alright, I'll just shrug and let go and jump into the water.
Alright, you dive into the water.
Yep.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
the same time you do this, the boat mimic pushes itself off of the dock trying to get away from this kobold. It starts fleeing, and you dump into the water at the same time this mimic does, and everyone sees A-Rod come back up above the dock and then back into the water. So you are in the water. There's a moat mimic here, but it is using its feet to paddle itself away.
Can I start to, with, I don't know, I guess I can use my bonus action dash.
Yep.
And try to start climbing back up the dock. Try
Alright,
to get at that treasure a little bit.
so you also want to try to climb back in?
Yep, I'm gonna be heading right back towards that treasure.
You fucking dick. You can do it.
I tried. Hey,
So-
I mean, I tried. You all saw that I tried to save him. I tried.
Alright, so that you start
You
climbing
did more than me.
back up the dock. So, mind you, the dock is a mimic that you are climbing up.
The entire, like,
The
every bit of wood.
entire dock. This part doesn't seem active, though. You know, you don't know where the
Okay,
mimic
great.
ends and where the dock begins, but you start climbing back up.
Yep.
That's going to be your turn. Next turn, you can make it to the treasure with a dash action.
Sounds like a
And
plan.
even probably do a little bit of looting. Cool. You watch as this boat pushes itself away. A-Rod jumps into the water. Shalashar, you think he has a stern look on his face. It's hard to tell. There's a mask. But there's also a mimic coming up behind him. And he's the only target. And you know when this thing makes it, it is going to ground and pound this poor guy. But you're your own man. Alright, you see Assy has made it for the treasure. You see A-Rod jump into the water and you go, oh, he's safe. And then you see him climbing up and he's also looking at the treasure. What would you like to do?
Judge.
I thought it was Salashar's.
Oh,
before
it
me.
is! You're right, never mind. I got ahead of myself. Shalashar, you are in this thing. You told your partner with no words and not even a look at your face to kindly go fuck himself. You can see this mimic stomping its way towards you. It's going to be on top of you in no time. Your leg's caught, but there's a plate gauntlet right that you could grab it. It's
grab it.
right. You grab it. You pull it out. The fingers kind of pops with it, and you do have a gauntlet. Rattles a little bit. You think maybe there's some bones in there.
Popcorn.
You still have your action and your movement.
Okay. Can I actually use my action to grab the gauntlet?
Yeah, sure. You can use your action to grab the gauntlet and have a bonus action left.
I Misty step out of the hole.
All right. Which way would you like to Misty Step?
What can I see from my little shop of horrors?
All right. From where you are, you can maybe see a couple of feet away. We'll say 15 feet away from the treasure that Assia is booking herself towards. You could see that. You could look the other way and see the boat mimic that's pushed itself into the water, as well as the water itself. But if you were to really tilt your head and look back, you could maybe make out Sarah. So you can do water, you can do close to treasure, or you can do safety.
I'm going to
Or
crane
you
my
can
neck.
jump onto the mimic boat. Up to you.
I'm gonna crane my neck and I'm gonna look towards Sarah. I mean, we said we would protect her. I know that the rogue is slippery as shit, but I'm confident that the rogue can handle themselves. So I'm going to Misty step over towards Sarah. Take my movement.
Alright.
Get.
You want to describe what that looks like, or shall I take the wheel?
I'm gonna crane my neck back, and with a bit of a hiss, I actually deform. I just crumble into powder and I vanish. And then I rematerialize over by Sarah. Basically like a massive black bug swirling and forming into my body.
Alright. I like it. Cool, it's your turn. You watch as Shalashar dies before your eyes. He crumbles to dust.
I will be back.
It was the mimic! The dark mimic! I knew it! I'm screaming for everyone to get out, and I'm actually gonna charge the dark mimic and get its attention. So it focuses on me instead of anyone else.
Alright, you can hit it if you want.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. And then after that is Sarah, and then Assy, after a couple of mimics. When you say the dark mimic, do you want to do the one with the office tail, or the one that was deep-throating Shalashar?
The one that was throating Sal.
Okay, you got it.
Because I think that one just killed him. It looked like it. Unfortunately, that is a total of 9 to hit.
9 to hit.
Yeah.
You strike down towards this thing, directly at one of the eyeballs. But as soon as your spear is about to hit, the eyelids close, and your spear just kind of glance off. Sag. Feels bad. Is that your turn?
I don't really have any.
I kind of like this music because it almost sounds like Pirates of the Caribbean at the same time.
Yeah,
I can
don't have
hear it.
any decent bonus actions. So yeah, that's my turn.
Okay, you got it. Alright, we get to the mimics. Sadly, my poor lizard, the one person really trying to help the group here, you're the closest one here. You're going to take aggro from both, alright? I mean, they're not going to eat each other. But luckily, they've been rolling really bad. Does a 17 hit?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Well, how about a 22?
Yeah, that'll hit.
Alright. So, you run over to stab this thing in the eye. The eyelid closes and your spear goes wide. It tries to open its mouth again. You know, same trick. Worked before. Doesn't work this time as you just, like, slam your foot down and you, like, keep with it. But the other one, with the office table, comes barreling in behind you. Jesus Christ, I rolled good. You're going to take 11 points of bludgeoning damage as this thing, the size of a house, slams its face into you.
Can I use my reaction?
What would you like to do?
As it comes in towards me, I open up the stove door on my chest to reveal my holy symbol, and I am going to use the Channel Divinity Protective Wards. Everything or anyone within 30 feet of me take half damage until the end of my next turn.
Alright. So this thing comes bounding towards you. Doesn't even open its mouth. It just pretty much, like, head dives into you. But at the same time, you swing this open and there's an arcane word that pops up. You still take some damage as, like, your spell kind of crushes in against you and you feel the weight against your body. But this thing rides your bubble and also falls into the water on the other side with a big sploosh. Assy, it's your turn. Behind you, you can see Cole and it looks like he's successfully fighting 2 mimics at once. He has his spear in one hand, holding his chest thing open in the other, and you watch as his mimic just like kind of surfs over this. What color is the bubble?
Well, actually, in my head, I had it as when I open up the door, the symbol is a poppy with a stylized wings right behind it. And as I do, everything within 30 feet, it kind of like draws in the light and color of the world a bit into the holy symbol. It's really just gets dim around me. Kind of dark.
Scratch what I said. You look behind you and you can see that everything has gone almost black and white around this kobold. It's off-putting, it's unsettling, as well as like sound as well kind of just goes impossibly quiet. And there should be a thunder sound as this mimic's feet suddenly just go almost dead quiet. And it's almost like a moment frozen in time when you look behind you. But it's your turn.
Okay, I'm just like, no time for that. I just start shoving,
Fuck that!
shoving things into a sack. And I'm gonna spend a turn throwing things in, like a full action, shoving things in, and then I'm gonna prepare to bail.
Alright. You got it. So you just start shoveling gold. Your hand is slimy. You're touching substances with smells and feels you dared not imagine before this moment. But you don't care. Gold's gold as you start shoveling it in. That's going to be your turn to get there. Action to do that. Bonus action to shovel more if you want, or you could use it to dash. Up to you.
Bonus action, shove more in there.
Alright. Now, Danny was going to go. I skipped because they're next to Shellashow, but now that Shellashow's back, I'm just going to jump back. Danny just looks at you. She lets out a little shriek of surprise. And then she goes, "Are we going?"
I think we need to move, but I can't let them die.
Right, so she's going to take up 15 feet back and looks like she's holding action to do something. We get to Assy, who shovels, looks behind, power shoves more stuff into a sack.
And then I prepare to just jump out.
Then we get to A-Rod's turn. A-Rod, Assy's
Oh,
directly
yeah.
in front of you.
Oh yeah, I'm getting up there. I'm getting all the way up there, man.
Alright, you can get up there. You still have your action.
Yep. Oh, action shove.
Alright.
Just start
You still got a
shoveling
bonus
anything.
action.
Pockets. Bonus action. Start shoveling into my pockets.
Both of you
Anything.
just start cramming stuff. We get to
I'll give
course.
her like a thumbs up. Like.
Boat Mimic is running. We get to Shalashaw's turn. You can see your 2 party members up there shoveling stuff. You can see Cole in this weird sort of black and white moment, surrounded by mimics. One underneath him, one directly in front of him, and with this holy symbol exposed.
Can I yell for them to light the oil?
Yeah, you can just say use free action to yell, light it.
Yeah, I'm like, I shovel a bunch of shit in, and then I go to, like, where I'm gonna jump out, and I'm like, light the oil! Light the fucking oil!
I'm just gonna quickly turn my head to Sarah, and I'm like, I'm sorry for this. I'm just gonna pull my mask off, and I'm going to use Crown of Madness.
On her?
on the mimics in the water.
It's just a boat. It's long gone. It's taken, just had a turn. It did 60 feet of movement away. And the turn before that, 60 feet of movement. It's 120 feet. The boat mimic, not in the bay.
Okay, which is the closest
There's
one then?
still the dock, and then there's the dock with the office tail.
I'll target the dock with the office tail.
Alright, you got it. It gets a save and it's baned, I believe.
Yep.
That's an 11 on the die. With your bane, it's going to be a 10 at best case scenario, so...
Okay.
What does it look like?
I'm going to pull my mask down, and I'm just going to let out a black breath. And it's just basically gonna seep like all the black pulls out of my clothes. It looks like it desaturates. And it just starts expunging this black oil onto the ground, almost like I'm just projectile vomiting. It's gonna start slithering along the ground towards it. I'm just gonna reset my mask.
Alright. So you kind of hack this thing up or breathe it out, up to you. And like venom starts crunching and just skittering its way across the dock, and it gets to this mimic, and as soon as it touches it, it with lightning speed swirls up this thing's limb, and suddenly it has this weird black jagged crown. What does Crown of Madness do?
It starts, so it randomly attacks any target within range.
Got it. Right. Now, what did you want to say you imagine it as?
I almost imagine it as like it's like a very tight choker. It's basically constricting it, and it kind of just sees red. It just starts swinging violently because it can't breathe.
You got it.
I know.
We think it's around a mimic's neck. We're not really sure.
It's constricting it.
But there's something squeezing the ever-loving sense out of this thing. And with that, we get to Cole's turn. Cole, this thing in front of you may or may not be choking. The other thing below you still seems hungry. Assy is yelling at you to light stuff. And you can see now that Shalashar is still alive.
Oh, good. I literally do not have any fire right now. Everyone out. I got them distracted. I will...
Cry.
Yes, real quick. Free action, cry.
So just to restate, the charmed target must use its action before moving on each of its turns to make a melee attack against a creature other than itself that you mentally choose.
Got it.
Yeah.
I assume you want to choose Cole because you're a sportsman-like person. But we'll cross that bridge. We'll cross that mimic when we get to it.
I'm going to attack the one without the crown.
Alright, so the dock beneath your feet. Same one as last time.
Okay, that's better. 19.
19. That will hit, oddly enough.
For a whole... Hey, max damage. A whole 8 piercing damage.
A whole 8 piercing damage.
Yeah.
This time you, go to stab, but you fake it out. It blinks quickly, and when the eye opens, that's when you actually thrust, and you put your spear all the way past the head into this thing's eye, and the entire dock roils beneath your feet as it lets out some sort of scream. But this time it's completely silent. You guys don't hear anything other than the clattering of wooden planks as this thing has a hissy fit beneath the kobold. What else would you like to do?
I'd like to run, but I don't want to take opportunity attacks, so I'm gonna stick around for just one more turn. And at the end of my turn, the stove door closes, bubble goes away.
Alright, so the mimic beneath you does get to attack, then we get Sarah, then we get the one that's going to attack its friend because Shalashar is a dick, and then Assy. So let's get this party started. You telling me, does an 18 hit?
It's my AC.
Oh, baby.
I think it goes to Defender.
I need you to take 6 points of piercing damage as this thing
It's meter beat.
chomps down onto your delicious little koboldy legs.
No problem.
Alright. Sarah takes 5 feet away from Shalashar, looking like just wide-eyed as a ghost. And continues to hold her action for something. Mimic number 2, I assume, is attacking its friend, unless you want to be a nice guy.
It's going to attempt to fist the dock.
With its face.
To the elbow.
It does hit, and you watch as this mimic headbutts the other for great justice. It is a splintering of wood, and it's disconcerting when such tremendous structures collide, but there's no actual damage to either of them. I mean, obviously there was, but you're expecting like wood to fly. You're expecting destruction. Instead, it's this weird, wet thumping sound. And they lay there together romantically. Assie, we get to your turn.
I have shoved as much stuff as I can into my bags and pocket space. And I look to Arod beside me. On 3. And I hold my action to jump when he does. Counting down like 1, 2, 3.
Alright, I assume you're taking your movement towards the water.
Away from the general clusterfuck.
Okay. Do you want to go towards the entrance you guys came in, or do you want to go to the other side of the dock and swim across the bay?
I think swimming might be a little safer.
Eh.
Yeah, whichever one I'm more likely to survive the fall of.
You can't survive either. You just gotta tell me which side you want to end up on. Because this fight is kind of happening in the middle.
Okay, I'm gonna go and try to land next to Sarah.
Okay.
That's what I'm aiming. Close to Sarah.
Alright. So you take your movement, holding your action to jump with Arod. Arod, what are you doing?
Well, I pretty much shoved as much as I can shove into my pockets as well. So, well, have I? I don't know. I'm gonna bonus action to shove a little bit more in there. Be brimming with gems, and then I will take my jump and then.
Well, I didn't say gems, I said gold.
Oh, whatever it is.
And various other treasure. Alright. So with that, you guys start making your way to the water, and in unison, close to unison, you're a little bit behind. You guys dive into the water. So then we get to Shalashai's turn. Technically, everyone except for Core is out right now. Shalashai, what would you like to do?
How far is Core? Because he's still
30 feet.
still.
I'm a nice guy. 30 feet.
Yeah, I'm gonna call to him. Come on, we need to go. And I'm gonna take my moon back to Sarah. And I'm just going to.
That's right. Her
basically-
held action goes off to move another 5 feet away from you.
Honestly?
Yes. You're a monster.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, then since she's just staying the fuck away from me, I'm just gonna take more of a defensive stance, put my back to her, and keep my weapon out just in case.
Okay.
Then that's it.
Cool.
Dodge action, run.
You got it. Ooh, you lucky bitch. Fuck you. Both mimics
Not
rolled a
luck,
nat
that's-
20, but it was disadvantaged, so they both still missed. I was
Not
like,
luck, I know what I'm doing.
alright,
Except for one, you have to roll the dice.
you all make it out. Assie and Arod, do you guys swim for safety, or are you going to pull yourself out of the water with the rest of your
Whatever's faster.
Alright,
Yeah.
we'll say for the sake of it, you guys pull yourself up and you guys are all together on the land. The mimics tangled on each other still. What are you guys doing from the outside?
On the way out, I'm making
Yeah,
the mimic
booking
still
it.
alive. I'm making it.
Huh?
Dude. On the way out, I'm
You
making the
still
mimic
making
still
them
fight.
fight?
Yeah.
Alright. There's a couple of mimics fighting each other on the dock. A couple of dock-sized mimics.
I am dripping, I am wringing out my hair, and I'm just like, let's go, let's go, let's go! Like, pockets jingling.
Yeah, like I'm just like holding my pockets. Like that's like,
You look like a burgle masher that's trying to flee the town, just like.
yeah, with the big sack with the dollar sign on the back of it.
Anything not nailed down, I'm taking it.
Alright, and with that, you guys start making your way out of here. Back towards
Well,
the
that was
town.
pretty successful.
I want to stop, like, halfway between here and the town. Okay, let's gather all this stuff together and give me a few minutes, okay? And I'm gonna take out my book and I'm gonna start ritual casting. I'm gonna start, like, investigating everything, looking for magic, and I'm going to ritual cast, identify on everything that appears to be magical.
Okay. Can I get a D100 from both of you?
Okay.
That is a 6.
Okay.
Not sure
28.
if that's good or not.
26, huh? And what did you get there, my friend?
28. I think she just said 6.
It's just a 6.
Just. Alright, weapon or gold? You get to choose one, Assy.
Weapon or gold?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going for gold. Like, I promised those kids I'd bring them back gold.
Alright. So, all in all, you've managed to scrape up out of copper and silver and gold. You can break it up however you want. About 120 gold pieces in total. Worth of gold pieces in total. However you want to break it up. That's what you got.
I'm keeping 20 for myself. I'm giving the kids 100 gold.
Alright.
And, like, silver
That's
and whatever.
completely up to you. You let me know when we get there. My friend, A-Rod. You rolled a little bit better, but still not the best. You're also sitting at about, we'll say, weapons or gold?
Gold.
Gold, alright, same thing. In total, you'll probably have about 160 in total. But again, break that up however you want.
Okay.
One of the other things that you did grab, it seems to be broken, and it seems to be the remains of a sword. Obviously, not magical. Just, you know, some sort of weird sword hilt, if you want that. Or you can just say, man, fuck it.
Me?
Yeah,
No,
I'll keep.
A-Rod, you rolled a 6. Out of here, peasant.
So nothing magical?
Yeah, but you guys did manage to make, you know, over 200 gold. Ooh.
That's a successful trip for me.
So I put about 100. I put 100 gold worth of like copper, silver, and gold together. And then I look to you expectantly.
I chip in 20 gold.
Mr. Puppy. Hello. Alright. That, you guys gather up your stuff and heading back to town then?
Yep.
Alright. Do you guys manage to get out of that pretty unscathed? Because I rolled, I think, 3 6s.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
getting
you
that
did.
was getting a little tight.
Yep. Alright, well, with that, we
Well,
can...
thank God Salashar has Misty Step. I was like, whoop. I thought that was GG's for him. I was like, fuck.
I always have a backup plan.
And
Better Looney
Shalashal,
Tunes your way out of
you
this.
did
like,
get-
I don't know.
a right hand of a plate gauntlet. Ooh.
So we all came out
80
with
more pieces to go.
Only 80 more pieces. Yay!
That- Did not go nearly as badly as it could have, but it went way worse than I thought it was going to.
I had the itching feeling. I knew the boat was going to be a mimic, but the whole thing, I was like, there's no way. The door,
Just-
come on.
Turns out, yes way.
There's a whole colony living here? Like, honestly,
Yeah.
what
Someone needs to know about
are the
that.
odds?
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna tell them, right?
We have to.
Their only request was that we keep the town safe or give them information.
Maybe stop kids from handing out maps.
Yeah.
The kids are
don't-
mimics.
I knew it.
Hello,
But,
Hello.
First things first, I think, is going to find where those kids live and talking to their parents.
Beating the shit out of them.
Alright, so with that, you guys want to head back to town.
Yep.
Alright.
Yep.
You guys left pretty early into the afternoon. As you guys are returning, the sun is just starting to make its descent. It's probably about 4 or 5 p.m. sort of thing. You guys make your way in there. Same guard, as always, on duty. Crossbow underneath his royal cloak. He just kind of gives you a nod as you walk in. He does kind of like go like, Jesus, you guys kind of look a lot like shit. What happened?
All
Uh,
like dripping wet.
Oh god, what's that smell?
We tripped.
Into a
I'm
mimic.
just gonna keep.
We got attacked by a boat.
We tripped
They'll
and fell
do
into
that.
multiple mimics.
All right.
So you might want to warn people.
So you're talking. Who are you talking to?
You're the one talking to us.
What? So I got lost. You said a boat attacked them.
Yeah, a mimic
yeah.
with the boat.
Stutter.
No, I missed that. What's a mimic?
Oh
I don't
god.
Worry
know.
about it.
Never mind. Never mind.
Boltons.
The fuck? You guys aren't making any sort of sense.
Look, we
You're
got
not
attacked
making
by a
any
boat.
sense.
We got attacked by a building. We got attacked by the dock.
Is this what you meant when you said you tripped? You just say
Uh,
things that hit you?
Technically, also the entire wooden structure attacked us.
Yeah.
How many times did you trip?
A
Three
bunch.
times each.
Okay, well you guys watch out. Docks
We
are
never did get that
slippery.
lantern.
I know. I think it was a mimic though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well you guys have a nice day. Bye. He's gonna
Okay.
waves you through the gate.
No, you guys do not understand how beautiful the workmanship would have been if it had been a real thing. Because one, it was elvish.
Too good to be true.
I'm gonna be thinking
Oh.
about that late at night.
Me too, AC. Me too.
Where's Sarah in all this?
She's just walking with you guys. She's been pretty quiet this entire time.
Traumatized.
Not traumatized, but she keeps like giving like looks to Shalashar, like you know.
Sarah.
Yeah, I know,
Sarah,
it's weird. He never takes
What
it
did-
off.
What did it look like? Come on, Sarah. Spill the beans. What was it?
She looks towards you, Shalashar.
I'm just gonna give like a slight. I'm gonna kind of drop my pace back a bit, and I'll go talk to the dwarf about what happened. You guys go clean yourselves up at home, and I'm gonna drop my pace even a little bit more, and I'm just gonna get a little close to Sarah, but not too close that she's gonna like immediately kind of skirt off. And under my breath, I'm gonna be like, "I'm sorry you had to see that." And then I'll just kind of pick myself up and head off to the dwarf.
Okay. So Shalashar starts walking towards the dwarves. You guys want to declare anything at customs before we continue?
Nah, I'm good.
Huh?
I'm gonna go find where the kids live.
Alright, so you
Well,
just
what time of day is it?
about 4 to 5 p.m.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then I'll go with AC to go talk to the kids, since they were the ones that gave us the map in the first place.
Alright.
I'll head back to the house.
Alright. Sarah walks with you, Conan, as you guys are walking. She just goes, "Did you know?
Know
Know
what?
what?
You're not there, ass. You fucked off."
Because I'm assuming I didn't even see that between her and him.
Shalashar.
What about him?
He took off his mask. Did you know?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's shown me.
And you
No
trust
big deal.
that?
Yeah, he's been nothing but good to us. He's fought by our side. He's healed everyone. He's a good person.
Love you.
I guess you're right. I'm just a little shaken. I wasn't expecting that. And that you just kind of like takes a deep breath as you guys walk back in and rejoin Nikolai, Tal, and them. They're just having a good time. Looks like Nikolai's playing some cards with Tala, and Danny is just off in the corner reading a book. And when Sarah walks in, she like stands up excitedly, rushes towards her, and they go off to chat about their adventure. Immediately straight into gossip, and then Sarah kind of like quiets her and gestures, and they go off into a separate room. Anything you'd like to do, Cole, or shall I jump on over to Asianirod?
Hey guys, we got attacked by a dock and a boat and in a building. It was like really cool.
Nikolai like pushes back a chair. He's like, sounds like you got a story. Why don't you join us for this game? It'll be mostly talking. Don't worry.
I'll sit down and tell it all in a jumble, nothing in order.
Nothing in order. All right. Tyler tries to like. Tyler tries once or twice to like slow you down and ask you to repeat. Nikolai's just, he's taking it all in. He's enjoying the story. All right.
And stuff in like it tried to crush me and I dodged out and oh yeah, Tally, you wanted to like teach me something. What was that? The other guys wouldn't let me know what. They didn't tell me.
Teach you something?
Said you could teach me something.
Oh, it's been a while. I was. She actually like she's kind of blushing now. She's being called on it. How old are you? And sorry, it's a little weird. Seemed like you went over your head. Maybe we should start with the basics.
I'm 3.
3. And where do you come from? Other kobolds, I'm assuming? Do you have a mother and a father?
I have a father.
Okay. What about a mother? Do kobolds have mothers and fathers?
Kobolds have mothers and fathers.
Okay. So then you're aware when they make new kobolds by... No.
To radio silence.
Oh.
Giving him the birds and the bees talk.
She looks to Nicholas. She's like, this doesn't seem floaty. It just seems wrong now. Tell you what. I'll get you a book, and if you're interested, we can talk about it later.
No one wants to tell. No one wants to tell me. Fine.
There's nothing sexy about having the talk of the birds and the bees before the birds and the bees.
What?
That's all it
What do
is.
birds and bees have to do with anything?
I'll be back. She stands up and she walks out of the house.
Nikolai.
Women,
Confusing.
trust me, they don't get any better from here.
And fade to the others.
Alright, Assie and A-Rod.
Yes.
You two go to where you think these kids are, or where would you like to go?
We're gonna try. I'm personally trying to find their parents because I want to talk to them before I hand over a mountain of gold to the kids.
Roll an insight. You've never met the parents. We'll see if you can discern it with your also discerning eyes.
Oh snap! I think I might actually do good on this. That's an 18 on the die plus 1, 19.
Alright. Do you
Considering my
remember where you met the kids the first time? So you just kind of go in that direction and you can see what seems to be a nice little house, and looking through the window you can see, well, you can hear the kids, but you can see what seems to be a couple, and looks like they've set down some bowls and they're just having a nice conversation. It looks like the wife is currently by a fire tending to a stew as they're having this little conversation.
I'm gonna try to wave through the window and get her attention without notifying the kids that I'm here.
Yeah, she looks up, she waves back, looks a little taken aback, says something to the husband, and then he kind of like stands up and he walks to the door and he opens it. Can I help you?
Hi, your kids had given me and my friends, and I pull
They're
out.
not in trouble, are they?
Oh no,
No.
actually, we found something pretty good. We just want to let
Kinda-
you guys close.
Straight in his posture, and he puts his hands on his hip, kind of like he's sizing you guys up. It's like, what's that?
It is a treasure map the kids gave us.
Oh, that old thing?
Yeah.
They've been pestering everyone with that. Everyone
I
that
did
comes
a
in.
bag of 100 gold worth of
120.
coins. 120.
The
Yeah.
First off, there was not one but like 3. Was it 3?
Oh, 4. There was like a colony of them.
No, I think there were like 3 separate mimic colonies
Well,
there.
hold. Are you telling me that map's real?
Yeah.
Yes.
They have to have made like 10 copies of that, and they've sent plenty of people looking for that thing. None have ever come
That's
back.
probably where they found some of the
Oh.
gauntlet. Yeah.
Holy shit!
There
Wow.
were
You
3
should-
or 4 mimic colonies there. We almost died.
Yeah, you should probably not send those maps out anymore.
Jeez. Well, holy shit.
Yeah, but the good news is we did find gold.
And this is the half that we agreed to give them.
120 gold pieces.
120 worth of gold in
You watch as he like slaps his face. He's like, say that again.
120 gold worth
Slaps
of
his
silver,
face again.
copper, and
One
gold.
more time. I gotta be dreaming.
At this point, I pinch him on the arm. 120 gold.
Holy shit. I'm getting the fuck out of this town. Like,
Honey, that kid!
yeah, basically. He like yells for his wife.
Yeah, we figured this might do you, your family, maybe some other people around here good.
Oh, he like holds out his hand for it.
Give him a crisp high five.
I hand it over.
Alright, and as soon as you hand it over, the wife is there, and he like hands it back to her, like not even like really, just like hands it out. He's like dumbfounded. And he's like, "We're gonna have to talk, honey. This changes some things."
I understand that things here aren't that great.
Just divorces his wife.
That's what I was thinking.
By the way, I fucked your sister.
He just runs past you guys. I'm kidding.
I'm rich.
If I don't care what you guys do, just make sure you take care of your kids.
Oh, we definitely will, but no more maps. You have my
Yeah.
word.
No more maps.
Jesus.
Because that was not a safe place. I'm
A lot of people died there,
People
I'm
haven't
sure.
Come back.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. And bless you. Bless you. Bless you. He closes the door.
Do you mind
Gesundheit.
if we said something to your kids? Let them know.
Oh, God, yes, please. Maybe don't mention the missing people.
We're gonna give them a dramatic retelling.
A dramatic. Alright, honey. I'll be right back. I'll go get them. Actually,
Holy
please
jump
come
a
in,
little
come in, come in. And he pushes the door open and he disappears up
Ah, thank you.
into the back of the house. And soon the same kids are brought before you. Ba, 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 da, da, da. I have them here somewhere. I don't have them. I'm so bad
You
at
came
organizing my
back
notes.
still
There's two
dirty.
kids here that you recognize.
We came here like still dirty. You're not gonna believe what we just gave to your parents, right, A-Rod?
Oh my gosh, you don't even know the half of it.
Best dick of their life.
Jesus.
Now they're getting a divorce.
Oh, fuck.
No, well, that treasure map that you guys gave us turned out to be real,
Yeah.
and we discovered quite a bit of gold there that we have given to your parents.
They promised to take you to the nicest new house they can find.
Things are gonna be better for you now, but no more maps.
They're like just like nodding. They're just like, big, eyes as big as dinner.
I'm
plates.
serious. I'm serious. Look at me. Look at me. I'm serious. No more maps.
Just
Okay?
wiping blood off yourself.
But it worked out last time. The other brother just like claps his the younger one on the stomach. Goes, "You got it, so no more maps."
Thank you.
All right.
Because what we found was really dangerous, and we're pretty sure most of the people got scared and ran away when they found what we found.
So,
Yeah, right. Ran away.
if you guys want, we could go through this, or we could say you guys
Yeah.
have a lovely evening telling this family about the story with the kids, and you can even stay
Yeah.
for dinner if you so choose.
I'll stay for dinner.
I'll stay for dinner too.
Alright.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
They bring out their nicest wooden bowls, the one with the least amount of use. You know, I wouldn't say they're new bowls, but you know, they're good. You guys
They
have
made
a
an
nice,
effort.
lovely stew.
Perfect.
Perfect. Shalashar.
Yeah.
You are heading to see Bismuth, I do believe.
Yep, that asshole.
Okay. So you head to the same place that he usually is always in. Same guy greets you, tells you just a moment, goes back, and after a couple of seconds, if you decide to stick around, lets you into the manor. And you're guided to the same place, big long table and Bismuth there. And this time he's standing and he has a big old cup of ale in his hands. And he just kind of like looks you up and down.
So, I'm not certain what trade you have dabbled in over the span of your life. Have
Pelts.
you ever... I'm sorry?
Pelts. I did pelts.
Pelts.
I'm a chopper.
Have you ever heard of something called a mimic?
I might have.
Well, ambiguity aside, there is a colony of mimics down that way, and I'll point towards the inlet. Along the shore, there's a big cave. It was supposed to be some sort of smuggler's den, something like that. There is a colony of mimics there that are bigger than a house. I'm going to gesture down to my crumpled and twisted flint. They don't play around. Don't send anyone over there. You forget about that place exists. If you want the people in this town to die, you send them there. But if I hear you sent anyone over there, I will come back.
Oh, come on now. We're just getting to know each other, and here you are jumping to conclusions about me and just what I would be doing.
All I know is that you're a money grabber. You like to put yourself in a position of power because you want to be better than...
I have a question for you. Why are you here telling me this and not A-Rod?
Because you two are old chums.
Starts pouring another drink. What do you mean by that?
You have some sort of twisted history, and I don't really care to let any of that get flushed up. We are on our...
He's finished pouring the other tankard, and he starts walking towards you with it. I think it's something different. I think you and I get along quite well, and you're just now starting to realize that. And he holds out the tankard for you. You stood up to me last time. I kinda like it when someone has a bit of balls.
Cheers to balls, then.
Cheers
Man,
to
gonna-
balls. There you go, attaboy. Now, I appreciate you coming here to tell me about the mimics. Maybe there's something else you could help me with.
We are out of here in the morning,
No, don't you worry. I'm not trying to keep you. It's something completely else, okay?
Alright.
You're off to Milscar.
Did A-Rod tell you that?
Yes, he did. But I'm still
Well-
going to be here with me lovely town that you care so much about.
Alright.
What if we work together, so to say? You've helped me out. You got some stories underneath your belt, unlike me, who just has a belly over his. I could continue telling these stories, and you could also tell the same stories in Milscar, and you could maybe get a bit of people to come back this way. You get to kind of flaunt yourself, represent yourself, and we'll do the same thing for you here. Traffic goes up, you'll kind of get a bit of a name for yourself without really doing fucking else besides what you already did. And you'll be helping the town at the same time. What do you think?
Well, bringing life back to the town wouldn't be bad.
Wouldn't it just be the greatest thing?
All right.
Good at a boy, and that he like clinks his tavern against yours. To balls!
To balls. But I'm gonna be getting back. We'll be leaving. Pretty
My
much thing.
favorite thing about you is you don't overstay your welcome. So get back. Fuck off, if you will. And I'll fuck off too.
You know, kind of starting to like you.
Most people do when they get to know me. Unless you're gambling against me. With that, he moves back to the head of the table and kicks his feet up. Fuck off then!
I'll head back to the house.
Alright. When you get there, Assie and Arod still aren't back yet. But why don't we go ahead, take a break here, as I assume they're going to be having dinner, everyone else could, and then, 15-minute break, and we'll get back. Hopefully no power outages this time.
Now you jinxed it.
I know.
Yeah, now for sure something's gonna happen.
I can't help myself. Alright,
My computer's gonna break again.
15 minutes. I'll see you guys back. I'm not going to mute the stream. I'm just going to turn music up. So, please keep it TOS.
No.
I'm lying. Alright. I want to mute the stream. Bye! Alright, everybody, and welcome back to the Lich's Archives. We've had a nice short little break.
The Lich's bitches, if you will.
The Lich's bitches, yes. In this case, these are my bitches. Ooh, new background. Unlocked.
Yep.
That means he beat the boss.
No, that's what happens when you unlock a certain level of trauma.
So, last we left off, there was a little bit of conversation, a little bit of dinner sharing, and a little bit of the Birds and the Beast talk being skirted. Because there's nothing sexy about explaining it before you get to it. Feels a bit too much like grooming. Anyways.
Holy shit.
Even Yuntai have standards, god damn it. So, that being said, is there anything else you guys would like to do before the night kind of winds down and we pick up on the next morning?
Not for me.
No?
I don't think so. I mean, we gave the money to the kid's family.
Alright.
Did the nice thing,
So,
even though not everybody was on board.
with that then, you guys have your nice little nights, and over the course, you have your dinners, you tidy up, and you all end up back at the same place for probably the last night within here. You guys have a nice, easy sleep, nothing to worry about. Anyone taking watches or anything like that, or is everyone just being good old plain people for once in their goddamn lives?
I'll take watch. Same as
Okay,
usual.
you
Another
would.
watch.
Alright. So, with that, everyone's still crackhead energy waiting to be taken at night. Can I get the perception checks on who wants first watch and who wants second?
Second.
I'm just gonna hang out. I'm not gonna take a watch because I'm useless at it, but I'll help whoever is on a watch while I'm there.
I'll probably take first
Hey.
watch.
I'll take the second. We got a 23.
23.
The town is actually a mimic.
I knew it. I knew it.
You're getting wise to my tricks, I see. Ooh. Alright,
25.
25. And who's taking first watch? You, alright. Where are you taking this watch? At the gate as usual, or someplace else?
I think so, because I don't trust the guard.
Alright. Close to the woods or far from the woods?
Probably close to the woods, because that was where the problem was last time.
It sure was, baby. Alright, so you make your way over there, lamenting the squeakiness of your splint as you get there. It's not as comfortable as it used to be, and it's not as shiny as it used to be, and that's sad. But at least you got a sick-ass gauntlet out of it. And as you're thinking about this, you are keeping your eyes out. You're scanning these woods, and they're still very beautiful in the moonlight. Its light reflecting off of some of the more metallic parts of their trunks. As well as the red web above, every once in a while flares with these glowing constellations that illuminates the night sky of Antonium. During one of these sparks, there is a shape that is kind of silhouetted. It's a very dark shape, someplace off in the distance over the woods. And then it goes down. It's a very large shape, probably roll a survival check.
Joke's on you, I'm proficient in survival. 19 on the die. That is a 24.
24. It's hard to tell, to accurately gauge the size of what it was, but it was probably large enough that it could have picked up a horse and flown off with it. It's a very large creature.
Did it look familiar?
Nope. Something completely different. Someplace
Can
off
I-
above these iron trees. What would you like to do?
How far was it? Was it...
Someplace over the forest.
Okay, well, how far is the forest?
It would probably be almost a day's trek on foot.
Okay. So it's a big shape. but it doesn't seem to be a huge problem at the moment. I'll keep an eye on that area for now. I'm gonna keep more of an attentive watch towards the forest, less of the road.
Alright. With that, you do make out another thing. You don't know when it happened, but some point during the night, something changed. Something far off in the distance at the edge of the trees by the road. But it's difficult to see what it is. Just looking at it from the start of your watch to the end, something changed at some point. You're not sure what it is. You just
Does
get
it
this
seem to have-
feeling.
So it's more of a feeling, less than something I can see.
You could probably see it, but you can't put your thumb on it. It's one of those things where you look at it and you're like, something's different. Something's
Well,
changed.
Does it look texturized?
No,
is
it's
it
not
like
that. You just look at it and you're like, I have no idea, but something is different. You know, it's like when you like see someone after like a month apart and you're like, is it their
Did you
hair?
always-
Is their jewelry? You know, something's different. That's all you know. You can't place your thumb on it. It's at the tip of your tongue. You don't know what it is. You're missing something. And it's driving you nuts.
I'm going to keep most of my attention, like 90% of my attention, focused on the shape, the thing at the edge of the woods. Basically, the woods is going to get almost all my attention. Sounds in the background and like the main road. Those ones I don't need to know about as much.
Alright. That'll do it
No.
for you. Correct? Or anything else you would like me to keep in mind?
Should pretty much be it.
Alright, my love. Up
When I-
next with the second watch thing, if you are done.
Yeah, basically when I go back to wake up A-Rod, I'm just going to, if you're going to be keeping a watch outside tonight,
Mm-hmm.
keep a watch on the woods. There was a really big shape that was off in the air that, looked pretty titanic, to be honest.
Big shapes in the air, huh?
And
Yeah,
there was
I'll,
something at the edge of the woods. I can't quite put my finger on it, but there was something weird there. I just be careful.
Alright. Thanks
That's
for the
good.
heads up.
Tuck myself back in for the night.
And take your mask off.
Yeah, while I'm blowing Nikolai.
I knew it. There's some tension there.
Alright, Ava, where would you like to take your watch?
Over by the woods.
Alright. Same place. It's
Yep.
odd that, you know, Shalashar was sitting on this chair and yet it's cold as hell.
course
Like,
it is.
0 body heat from this freaking guy. Maybe it's his metal, you don't know. Shiny metal ass? Meh.
Bender?
Make a perception check.
23.
23, same roll. Over the
Mine's
course
20.
of
Oh,
the
do you
night.
want me to make a new one?
No, that's fine. I'm willing to
Oh,
accept it.
okay. Because I rolled it like way before, whenever we first announced watches.
Oh, you tell me. Do you want to roll again? Or are you happy with it?
Oh no, I'm happy. I'll take the
Alright,
23.
you
That was
can
a
keep
good roll.
it then, baby. I
Just
trust.
take the L.
Over the course of the night, you don't really see anything crazy. You take in the beauty of the forest. You don't see that strange shape that your friend was describing. But you do have very keen eyes as you are a half-elf, correct?
Yes. Oh no, I'm a wood elf.
You're a full elf.
Yep.
Alright. You are pretty focused. And you're an archer. You're used to looking at things from a distance. Something has changed with one of those trees, and you swear someone's carved something into one of the trunks. You can't read it, but there's been a message left on one of these trees.
I'll move up to investigate
Yeah,
stealthily.
How did he see that?
because he's an elf.
So am I. I have dark vision.
Yeah, but he's an elf. And he's an archer. It just thematically makes sense for his character. And you got 2 things. I can at least throw the dude a bone. Okay.
Fuck.
Well,
26 on
and
stealth.
we'll say he only spots it because you helped. Okay. 26. You're being stealthy here. It's you want to get close enough to read this, then, eh?
Yes, just close enough to read it.
Just close enough. Da-da-da, baby. Do. Making sure I got it. I know I do, but I just gotta be sure. Alright. As you move closer, you can also suddenly hear the sound of a very faint song on the wind. Not enough to make any sense of it, but you can just as you get closer and closer to the woods, you're starting to hear the sound of song. The other thing you get as you get closer, you can see written into the tree. It's written in common, and it just says, I don't know where you put my crystal, but I want the amber back.
Okay. I will creep away.
Alright. You creep away. Nothing comes chasing you, nothing comes bounding out of the woods, and as you get back towards the wall, the song fades on the wind. You start to feel safe again. It's only now that you've made it back to the wall, you realize just how unsettled you felt by that singing. It was almost subconscious. It slowly built. But now that you're away from it, you kind of shake it off. The hairs on the back of your neck settle down.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna have a tense rest of the watch.
Alright, rest of it passes without incident. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
And with that, everyone, you're greeted eventually by the sun rising over Thornbluff. Some nice guard rays going off. These graphics, immaculate, depending on how you imagine it. What would you guys like to do?
4K leaf sway?
Ray tracing.
All of my processing power just goes to jiggle physics of the leaves.
Just go to the titties. What titties? The trees are made of titties.
I'm gonna pull Salashar aside when we're all waking up and just be like, "Hey, did you see the note on the tree? Someone carved in there last night."
Note?
Yeah, it was on the tree. It says, "I don't know where you put my crystal, but I want the amber back." Anything? Did you see anyone moving out there? Anyone?
No, I was watching. I saw the shape in the air. It was a ways out, so it's important, but not detrimental. But I only saw the tree. I didn't bother leaving.
Any singing? Did you hear any singing?
No, I didn't straight up beyond the wall.
Well, yeah.
My crystal. Is he talking about the phylactery?
I guess. I mean, it would make sense, right? He sends someone to come get it. The bird.
That's the thing is, when a failed phylactery, when the ritual to bind your soul to a phylactery happens, if you fail, it usually leaves the caster mentally hindered. It strips something vital away. They're not usually, as far as I'm aware, they're not usually able to hold themselves in that manner.
Oh, I don't know what to make of the note then. Come on, we can go out to the woods. I can show you where it is.
I'm gonna just take a quick look around the room. Is everyone kind of still sleeping? Are they kind of slowly getting up?
It's up to you guys. You tell me. Who wants to be awake?
I'm an early riser, so I'll be up.
Assy, Cole?
I'm Just
I
now
would
getting
be
up.
taking my chance opposite of A-Rod.
They, technically, they're both just waking up, then we'll say.
Let's go take a quick look.
Yeah, that's worth checking out at least.
What are we
And I'll
looking at
take
now?
them. Oh, it's nothing. Just the note someone left.
What note?
It was on the tree last night. Someone carved it. I didn't see anyone carve it in there, but it said
Could have
I
carved it
don't.
at any point during the day.
No, it just says I don't know where you put my crystal, but I want the amber back.
You still have the,
Yep, hasn't left me.
throw it into the woods. But I like that even less. Do you mind if I put it somewhere outside of reach?
Just give me a minute.
Okay.
I'm just gonna kind of scratch through. How big is the amber inside of it?
The amber in this bag?
Yeah.
Ashley, what weight did I give you?
I don't know if I have that. I think it was like,
Definitely gave it, I just don't recall on hand.
I have the power crystal. The thing I think it was,
I can guess if you want. I think I would have said around
think
2 or so pounds.
yeah, that's what I think I've got done too.
So yeah,
2
about
pounds.
2 pounds of crushed amber.
2 pounds of like, but it wasn't actual amber, it's glass.
Well, you know that. But this guy said, "Give me the amber, baby."
No, 5 pounds of glass dust is what I have
There you
under.
go. 5 pounds. 5 pounds of some weird amber-colored glass dust, allegedly.
When I get back from checking out this note, can I see the bag again? I want to appraise it.
Oh, I gave it to you.
Yeah, but if you want to keep it out of reach for the moment being.
I can put it somewhere where nobody but I can touch it.
Keep it on you until I get back from the note. I'll hand it over.
I'll put it into pocket space and I'm gonna follow you. Because I want to see this note too.
Let's get back quickly.
Anyone else going as well? Or is it just these two?
I think AC said she's coming.
Yeah, so AC, Shalashar, you're going as well, A-Rod?
Yeah,
Right.
I gotta go show him where it is.
Yep, fair enough. Cool.
It's not far. Just call. It's not far. So just like yell if you actually need me. I'll probably hear you.
Okay. Tala is going to follow you guys, just kind of wordlessly. She stands and starts following you guys. Looks like she's going over a couple of things in the morning.
I'll hope the others get packed and ready.
Alright, Nikolai thanks you for that as he starts slugging some bags around. Meanwhile, the group of 4, Tala, A-Rod, Shalashar, and Ass, you guys exit the town. Start making your way up this lovely little path. There's signs of battle here, mostly from the battle that you guys have waged before. There's claw marks, there's various traps and stuff that have been spread out across the field. Looks like defenses between this town and the woods has gone up quite a bit. But paying that no heed, you guys stick to the path, and eventually you make it to the foot of this forest. And carved into one of the trees is that note. I don't know what you did with my crystal, but I want the amber back. The words carved in common. The letters smooth, everything seems like it was carved probably with magic. It wasn't a tool, especially in wood this hard.
I was gonna say, yeah, 'cause trees are fucking metal.
Not completely. There are pieces of wood in here, but it's just
Yeah,
there's
it's like wood
veins
with like
of metal.
punk.
Mm.
Essentially, I think of it.
Oh, there it is. Whoever wrote this note probably also sent that bird.
doesn't tell her. You're... So from my understanding, when a ritual fails to bind one to a phylactery, it leaves the person, the caster, it leaves them different. Correct?
She gives you a nod.
Have you ever heard of a situation where someone didn't lose everything? Like, this seems pretty coherent.
Well, maybe it's something else. Did you find anything else in that tower that might point in another direction?
In the
Well, there
diary...
any like notes or anything? Like wizards keep track of everything, don't they?
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to fully pour through it, but in Opa's journal, he talks about his assistant. There's another wizard with him who attempted to bind himself to the phylactery, and he failed, and then Opa banished him. But other than that, it's just Opa's ramblings for the most part. I didn't find anything quite of use, but I haven't had a chance to pour over it again.
Well, maybe give that another look over just to double check, but you are correct. Usually when someone fails a ritual, they're left mostly stripped and twisted as something else. This definitely seems, like you said, something more coherent.
Which is a little weird.
Maybe they hadn't completed the ritual and they hadn't like done anything and they just thought, oh, this is one step away from being a phylactery.
Well, I mean, in the journal it specifies that he did fail the ritual. That's why it was cracked. The phylactery itself became damaged. I'm just curious if the amber itself was just not good material or not enough.
Oh, it was terrible material. That was glass. I could tell you with complete certainty that was glass. That was not amber ever.
That makes sense as to why the ritual failed.
So, if this person is the assistant, then they would know about that crystal.
They're the one who tried to cast.
Do you mind if I reply?
I'm not certain if badgering them would be smart. Once again, we don't really know anything about this person. They obviously have some sort of information on the town. Whether they're spies, whether it's just they're looking through the eyes of their beasts. We can't forsake, especially if we're not here, we can't really forsake this town, can we?
Nah, but we tell them, no, we're taking it. You might follow us and leave the town.
I'm a little happier with that, but once again, we don't have any idea how powerful this person is. I'm pretty confident in our abilities to protect ourselves, but we just got our shit kicked in by a boat.
But we didn't actually get hurt, did we?
We came out of it pretty well.
All things considered. I'm
not exactly worried about a wizard who's dumb enough to try to make a phylactery using glass.
Well,
I mean, kind of an idiot, don't you think?
that's what I'm hoping.
Say we take
Maybe
it with us. It'll
We're
follow
absolutely
us.
taking us with it. But I'm not certain about replying. Maybe if we don't reply, it'll keep them on our trail or take them a little bit longer to follow us.
Or maybe we're already being watched right now.
That's the other thing I'm worried about. He's smart enough to control one of the Iron Wings.
As Talis says this, you watch as her eyes like roll back in her head and when she looks at you, her eyes have like a film, and she thrusts her hand up towards one of the trees, and then she looks and goes, "Not watching now, but he was."
That
How are you,
settles
sir?
it.
I'm
When a
gonna write.
creature scries upon you, you can usually see where they're watching from.
I'm gonna write a little note. I think I'm gonna make myself a necklace.
You're just carving it in the dirt.
No. I write a little note on a piece of paper, and I tie a ribbon around it. And I set it down at the base of the tree with a rock over top of it to hold it down.
We should probably get back to the town and continue this conversation.
Yeah, we should probably head out right away if we can.
Yeah, I agree. We should probably get going.
I could also simply send a message to Nikolai or one of them to meet us up here if we don't want to walk back.
That'll work.
I think they would have gotten enough rest.
God, if I know.
Well, we'll go. We'll start cleaning up and head out. It's what? Decently early, isn't it?
Probably about 6, 7 a.m.
Plenty of sleep.
Alright, so you guys want to head back, clean up, and then leave together?
I
Yep.
think so.
Alright. If you guys want to do anything else, you let me know. If not, you guys get back. Nikolai already has most things, especially with the help of Cole. When you get back, all of the packs are nicely assembled along the wall closest to the exit. Looks like Danny and Sarah have taken the time to give the place a nice little sweep over, and they've even made the beds. You guys grab your packs. You have your supplies and everything you want? If so,
I believe so.
walk on out of here.
Yep.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Anything you guys want to make me aware of as you start making your way up this hill? For instance, are we traveling together? Are we trying to scout through the iron thorns of this place?
Yeah, I think scouting would be wise.
Alright, now be aware. If you do this, I am going to probably make you do some deck saves and stuff like that, as in this super thick overgrown forest that was meant to stop orcs and scouts from moving, there's a chance you will take slashing and piercing damage if you do not roll
Oh,
well.
okay. Yeah.
Be
I'll
aware.
just scout along the trail.
Alright, so you just want to go along the trail ahead of them.
Yeah.
Alright, that's fine. Works. And again, if you ever do want to, you just let me know. It just takes a little bit of rolling and stuff. But
Okay.
this forest was designed specifically to stop people from leaving the road. It's kind of a giant choke point with branching paths. Don't you just love elves?
Love them.
If you want, actually, since you are a wood elf, make a history check for me.
I'm going to be sticking by
Right.
Nikolai.
A-Rod, yes. By Nikolai, alright? Danny and Sarah buy him as well. He's such a strapping young man. That
He's
and
16.
beg bitch. Alright, with that, you understand a little bit more about this forest and what happened here. This is actually, as everyone calls it, Thorn Forest. Some fun things to know about Thorn Forest is this was one of the most northern forests in the Elven Empire that was meant to stop the orcs from passing. One of the main things that is here in the old days is a castle called Thorn Keep. Lately, after the treaty was signed with the orcs, it's turned into a bit of a larger village, but it was one of the largest strong points and actually housed the Thorn Guard, which is a very elite group of elven knights. The only other elves that patrol this far north would be the Rose Guard, but they're actually deep within the Orcish lands, far beyond this. The other thing that you're aware of is there's several castles or keeps scattered around here that have been given off. Most of them to elves. There was one that was given to a dragon kin of some sort a while ago to help broker a peace during the dragon flight when the dragons were fleeing from Yun. And another one was actually given to an orc, or half orc technically, but Rumor is he lost his lands shortly after it was given, after some foul play was involved. Yeah, that's about all you can really remember about this forest. But with that,
Alright.
since you are ahead of
Yeah.
the party, who's taking up the rear of the party? And Assi, are you joining A-Rod?
I'm gonna join A-Rod for a bit. Around noon, though, I'm gonna join back up with everybody else and start chatting.
Alright. And who's taking rear guard?
Are you gonna take front core?
I'm gonna be sticking by Nikolai.
Okay, and they're gonna be at the back, so I'll be at the front.
Alright. In that case, Assi and A-Rod, both you can roll perception, or one can roll it with advantage.
I'm gonna help him. What I do.
Ready? Oh,
A-Rod,
that's persuasion.
you know what to do. Give it to me.
First one's a dirty 20, and the second one's a 14. So I'll take the dirty 20.
A 14, alright. Now, the last thing that
No, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Alright. The last thing that I need, as we are traveling again, I need 2 encounters rolled. Who feels lucky? I need
feel
2
lucky.
rolls, so Assi will roll 1. A-Rod, you did perception, so it's between Core and Shalashar. Who wants to roll the other?
How are you feeling, Core?
I'll roll.
Alright.
Just a D20, right?
Yes.
I feel like you.
6. Think.
Love
My
it.
favorite number.
Full?
Yeah.
Wow. Alright. You know what that means? As you guys are making your way through this forest, it's quite peaceful. There's a little bit of sound every now and again, but nothing that's really catching your practice ear, A-Rod. You can hear the sound of a game, you can hear the sound of this, you can hear the sound of that. One of the weird things that does kind of happen here is the trees are metal. Sound actually kind of bounces around once in a while. It's a little disorienting if you were to be off of the path, but on the path, not too disorienting, but it's a little distracting from time to time. Luckily, you don't hear any singing, though, as it is morning. And so far, that singing has only really been reported during the night. But you do hear the sound of something else. It's a very large... It's not quite a cracking sound, but it sounds like something rubbing against metal. It's that shrill squeaking sound. Someplace off to your right, if you wanted to look at that.
Give the halt symbol. Like,
Assi,
hold
you're
up
with
to
him for this, by the way, since you want to join at the beginning.
Give the all stop signal and pull out my bow and kind of like point in that direction.
I'm gonna touch your arm gently, and I'm just gonna shake my head. No, like it's not worth it right now. I don't think.
I'll shrug. Well, there's something out there. At least we need to warn the party.
I nod. And I go back. So I'm halfway between A-Rod and the others,
And I drop a deuce.
and I gesture to see like nobody here knows like Thieves' Cant other than me and A-Rod, do they?
No.
Fuck around and find out.
No. I try to like ask anybody understand me with my hands, with my hand signs.
You're at the front here, Shalsha. You can see Assi flashing several signs towards you that you can't quite discern.
I'm just gonna be like,
Okay. So I'm gonna point.
and I'll kind of hold my hand out behind me, and just keep it down. We think there's something up ahead.
Alright.
Let's move as quietly as we can.
You guys just continuing past this sound?
I'm gonna try to roll stealth and see if I can't quietly do it.
Alright.
I'm gonna try to like walk up and down the line, making sure everybody's staying quiet.
Alright, then everyone roll a stealth if we're all doing it.
Ooh. 23 for me.
19.
I think this is the stealthiest I've ever been, and that was a 13.
Super stealthy.
It would have been a natural 20, but it's a 14.
14.
Not bad.
Still better than Salashar.
Alright. So with everyone working together, you guys stick to the path. You ignore the sound, and you just push on through.
Does this sound familiar to me at all?
No, it definitely does not. You've never heard anything like this before.
Even after that midnight fight?
This is something completely different. It's unsettling. It sounds like working in a forge. You would definitely say it sounds like somebody sharpening a sword is what it reminds you of most.
Okay.
Alright. With that, you guys think you made it through. Nothing comes bounding out of the woods. The sound does stop after a little bit. And soon you guys just come to a fork in the road. One says Milska, another also goes off to the side. It also says Milska, but it also has another name on it. It just says Ulkeep.
Is that name familiar to me at all?
You're aware that Uldrak, that's come up before, is supposed to be the dragonborn that was gifted a castle.
Okay.
So you guys could go to Milska, or you could take one that looks like it also detours towards that way. From Milska, as you have taken this path before, you guys could make it through in one shot if you push hard, or you could spend a night here if you wanted to make an additional stop somewhere. It's really up to the people
Just
traveling.
push through. I mean, the girls have waited long enough.
Yeah, the most direct route would probably be best.
I'd kind of prefer skipping Milska myself. That's me.
Yeah, I guess we'll take the most direct route.
Alright, straight to Milska it is. Off you guys go.
I mean, if that's what everybody else wants to do.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's up to the girls. We're escorting them.
Yeah.
They probably want the most direct path.
They just, give you that shrug and they're like, I mean, we'll be there eventually. Sarah speaks up and she goes, I would rather get there sooner myself, though. And then Danny looks down and she goes, oh, so you get to have an adventure, but I don't. I see how it is.
If you want to go the other way,
Kinda
we
like
totally can. I
Playfully
mean, like,
punch each other on the shoulder. No, it's fine.
could be cool.
Nikolai clears his throat and goes, my father's expecting me, though. We should really get there.
I suppose. Good point that I cannot argue against.
It's good to have family in town. When we get there, we'll put you guys up someplace nice. Swear.
Yeah, you guys want to play a game?
Does it involve playing a game?
Yeah, it does. Okay, so at this point, I pull out, like, knives all around. Out of nothing. So, this is a game I played when I was a kid. And you pick a point, and you pick a question. And whoever hits closer to that point gets to choose who has to answer that question.
Not much of a thrower, to be honest.
Can we play and walk? asked Nikolai.
You just point to a place further ahead. 2 people take a turn, and then whoever gets closer questions the other person, and then you go back and forth. And then when we get close enough, we all grab the knives and then go again.
Anyone interested?
I'm okay.
You guys are no fun.
I gotta keep my eyes open.
I'll go drinking with you. We do a drinking game when we get to Milskar.
Ooh,
says
drinking
Danny.
game.
Need a drinking game when we get to Milskar.
There you have it. And Sarah's coming as well,
On a drinking game?
obviously. Maybe Nikolai, if he can get away from his father. With that, you guys continue down your path. Can I get a perception check from A-Rod? Asya, are you joining him again, or are you sticking with the group this time, too?
Since nobody's gonna play icebreaker games, I'm gonna go off with A-Rod.
Alright. Old habits die hard.
So do I get an advantage on it?
You sure do, if Asya wants to give it to you.
Hooray. Yeah, yep.
Asya, no.
18.
I don't like
Good.
rolling.
Alright.
Because the first one was a 9.
This time as you're walking, you start to notice along the road, further up ahead, it looks like there's a little bit of blood on some of the trees. Not a lot, just looks like someone's been leaving the road and coming to the road, and it's sporadic. But as you've been walking, you're starting to pick up this pattern that someone's ahead of you and they keep leaving the road.
Okay, I'll hold up the halt sign again.
Rinse and repeat.
Rinse and repeat. Hey, if it works, it works.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Want to go warn the others, AC?
Yeah, I'll circle back. And since these guys don't know my gang signs, I just like go up and
West side.
with people. There's a bunch of blood back and forth on the path.
Seems like someone had a rough time with the tree.
Maybe we really should have taken the detour, you know?
Maybe they just wanted to have an angry sex with the trees.
Ooh, isn't that an image?
East.
Yeesh.
It's a type of sodomy, I'm pretty certain.
Jesus Christ. So, buddy, stop. What's the move, A-Rod? You seem to be the man in charge.
I'll be-
A-Rod.
I'll be looking around. Do I see any footprints? Any kicked around?
It can be survival and investigation. Up to you.
I'll probably do investigation. Actually, hold on.
I personally think
I'll do
that
survival.
maybe we should double back and take the detour instead of pushing through.
It's only a 6. I don't think that's a good idea. We already committed.
Only a 6?
Only a 6.
Prepared action. Protect Nikolai if anything attacks him.
Smart. I like it. You don't really notice too much. You don't really want to leave the path. You can see what that's done. But you do notice what seems to be a very large footprint along the path. Bigger than anyone in your party.
I'm gonna
Probably
shoot
anyone from 6 to 8 feet. If you were to place a guess.
Is A-Rod close to me? Like, is he inspecting within eyesight?
Probably.
Yeah, I think
He's
I
on
would
the
be
path.
within
He's just
eyesight.
far down the path.
I'll wave. I'll actually wave everyone forward.
Alright. You
I'm
can
gonna
see like
take
Nikolai
up
has like
this.
his hand on his sword. He's not taking chances.
I'm gonna kind of swing back and get closer to Tala.
Okay, she just like gives you a side glance.
Is it giant?
How would I know?
I mean, you said you were watching him. He was on this end.
He was on the east side. He would have been ahead of us, and I've seen more tracks of him. I don't even know what he's doing. Maybe he's scouting the forest and want to find us in Milskar. Her eyes roll back again. And
I'm
you-
gonna go up towards A-Rod. Whatever we passed by back there, it was sharpening a blade. I know that.
Really? Hmm.
Could have been a creature sharpening its claws. Could have been something else.
You sure that's what that was?
I know the sound of metal and a whetstone.
Okay, that's fair. Do you think it's tracking us? It's not doing a very good job of staying hidden.
I think it's toying with us.
Can I get
Can
a
I roll a
perception check?
investigation?
Let me quickly get a perception check from Shalasha and Arod, because you two have the highest passives.
Yep.
Not that I'm playing favorites, this is, they have the higher chance.
Nat 20 for a 26.
And a 16 for me.
You can hear very faintly in the distance, on the side of the road with the blood, you can hear someone yelling a name. You think it's Bane? But you're not sure. There's a very thick Orcish accent to it. And it's just them yelling that again and again.
I will kind of
Wait,
give a
no,
look to everybody.
There's something. Someone's yelling. Someone's yelling something.
I hear bad, borrow, Bane,
Bane?
Do we
Bane.
know any Banes?
I don't think so.
Just as a small thing.
Would I know any Banes from Millskull?
For Milscar. Roll history with disadvantage.
With disadvantage?
Yep.
Okay. Oh snap, that is still... What's my bonus to this? 3, 14, 15, 16, 17.
17. The only one you can think of is an oak man that owns a griffin named Hostbane. And he makes a living as a cartographer, selling maps to the orcs. Friendly with the elves, but he's kind of like a bit of a fool. At least the stories go.
Would you call him a fool of a took?
Do I hear the voice? Like, did I ever meet this person?
You've never met him, but you've heard about him.
Do I know the orc's name?
With a 16,
17.
you're aware that he's from the Stormhoof clan, but you don't know his first name.
Do you trust me?
Always.
I'm gonna go a little towards the edge, and I'm gonna follow one of the freshest looking bloody path a bit. And when I hear somebody yell out, I'm gonna yell out, you said Stormhoof, right? Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm gonna yell back, Stormhoof!
Make a dex save for me.
As AC went up,
19 plus 24.
Alright. You managed to only prick yourself once as you go a little bit into here, and eventually you do hear. What did you want to say, Shalasha?
as AC's sneaking up, I'm gonna kind of keep the party a little bit and be like, as Tala was on her way here, she was tracking that giant that we found in that hut.
That's not what she was tracking at all.
Well, she was keeping an eye on it because he was
No.
wandering.
No, it was like a ogre type thing, I think.
The half ogre that
Half ogre.
has a bounty on Nikolai.
Oh, I thought you said it was the giant. Okay.
No.
No, she looked in on the giant a couple of times, but she was mostly watching the guy with the bounty after you told her about that.
Just kidding. Just with those footsteps, there might be something big out here. I think we should definitely keep an eye out.
Alright.
That's wise.
So you yell, and then you hear someone reply, and then the sound of like somebody coming towards you in the woods, Assy.
What was the reply?
So you yell out Stormhoof, and they just go, huh?
Are you Stormhoof? Getting a bit worried seeing all the blood on the path.
It starts to get louder. It sounds like they're getting closer. And you can hear like some grunting and some struggling. And then you can see through the trees, even though they're not talking about, you can see what seems to be a half-orc man. His clothes shredded to ribbons. Looks like he had some leather armor at some point, and he's bleeding quite badly as he's trying to like make his way through this thicket.
I'm gonna hurry up to meet him. Like, are you okay?
I'm pretty far from okay. I lost my griffin someplace. Fucking bastard.
Host Bane, yes?
Yes, Bane.
Yeah, I'm from, Milscar. I'd heard about you.
If
Stormhoof,
I don't
right?
get him back and he gets hungry, I'm gonna end up paying for another fucking host when he eats it from that stupid town. Have you seen my griffin?
Unfortunately, I have not, but, ways back down, we did hear the sound, something that sounded like a sword being sharpened in the forest on the right side of the path, heading from town back there.
That's not a
Be
lot
on the
of
left
help.
hand away from Milscar. That'd have been him,
He doesn't sharpen swords. He's a griffin.
but does he sharpen his claws on the trees?
Maybe?
It could have a similar sound.
Oh, sweet Jesus. When I
Come-
get out of
come
this
back with me.
forest...
I have a friend who could look over some of your injuries at least.
Good, when I get out of here, I'll never come back to this coast forest again. And he,
I do not blame you.
I don't care what she says, and he follows you.
You hired to map a particular part of these woods then?
Not this time. This time it was for pleasure.
Oh. Trying to impress a lady then?
Just kind of like locks eyes with you. He goes, can you just get me to your friend?
I guess.
As we come out, he'll be like, "Hey, Salashar,
What can I do for you?
you wanna help put a man back together again?"
You see, the half-orc, like I said, shredded. He's bleeding pretty badly.
Look, you look like shit.
Thanks. That's
His
what I
pet
wanted to
griffin is
hear.
missing.
Would you rather me whisper sweet lies to you?
That's not what I said.
Mm-hmm.
You guys
Yeah,
haven't
this-
seen Bane anywhere, though, right? He's hard to
Who's Bane?
miss. Big griffin. Could pick up a horse.
I'm gonna look at
Wait a minute.
Were you... Did you lose Bane sometime before last night?
I've lost him several nights ago. I've been in these blasted woods for 3 days now, trying
Well,
to find
that
him.
explains that.
Head back this way, towards the town. I saw a really big creature in the sky last night. It was... Funny enough, I thought that thing could lift up a horse.
Okay. And?
It was on the other side of the town, just up the road here.
Okay. So he's still here.
Form
He's
love.
in the area then.
Yeah, maybe.
Back that way.
I might try something a little sketchy, but first, you might want to hold yourself. This is gonna feel weird. I'm gonna put my palm into the middle of his chest, and I'm going to inflict healing on him.
Inflict healing. Okay. So a bunch of his wounds close and he just kind of like looks at you and he goes, I'm waiting.
For 18.
18? Yeah, that patches him
Ooh,
up and
nice.
he looks in and he goes, yeah, that'll do. That way?
1 second. Call out to him one more time. I'm gonna snap my fingers, and I'm going to make his voice boom 3 times louder.
Ooh, Alright, so he yells out Bane with an animal handling check. Oddly enough, a couple of seconds pass, and then suddenly you guys, the sky above you gets really dark, and you look up, and there's a griffin dive bombing towards you, and it pulls up at like the last second, paws against the ground as it does like a running land, and it like kind of blocks the path. It is a big creature, a
big
very large creature. And the scariest thing is its beak is crimson. It is dripping in blood. And he looks at this thing,
Probably ate a horse.
and he just like covers his fucking forehead. He's like, "You want to make me lose my house? Oh, Jesus Christ." He walks towards it, starts patting it. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. I can get you a map if you want a map.
Sure, maps are always good.
What do you want a map to? And he like goes to the back, and there's a large saddle bag across the back of this thing, and it has a very nice saddle, and you can see what seems to be several belts, probably about 7 or so belts attached to the side of
You've
this
ever
saddle.
seen the runes that are supposed to be not far from Milskull?
Which ones? There's
Gonna look
several.
over to Sarah and Danny.
Oh, they like look at each other. They seem pleasantly surprised by this. Technically, it's runes that haven't been discovered yet. Have you found
interested.
any new runes recently or anything like that? At this point, Dioke is digging through quite a few things, and he stops quickly and goes, "By the way, no one touches Bane. Not because I'm protective. It's because
Well,
he's
because he'll bite our
protective.
hand.
He'll eat your fucking hand.
Yeah, he's a nice boy, and he strokes the feathers and this thing. It
But
looks
only for you.
very regal. I mean, I lost him for 3 days, so nice for me. He's a bit of a stretch. And he pulls out several maps, and he kind of like hands them. Who wants them? These two? Passes the maps to them, and they start going
While he's
over them.
doing that, I want to sneak 20 gold into his pocket.
You can try.
Yeah,
You want to get it when he walks away from Bane, or when he's next to Bane?
when he's away from Bane. When he goes over to Bane.
Damn it! So close. Classic trap. Classic
Oh,
trap.
ho, ho.
In
I
some ways,
don't
it rolled
think
half one hand.
anybody's gonna notice that, because that's a 17 on the die, plus sleight of hand 7.
Yeah, I mean, you know, as soon as he walks by to pass the maps, you're ready, and you just get it in there. They start looking over it, and then partway through, he's just like, "You know what? Just keep all 3. Just keep it. I just want to go.
Well, I'm glad you found your griffin.
Yeah, me too. Me too, buddy. Me too. If you guys ever need a map or you need anything and you see me, just, you know, fucking put your hand up or something. Maybe I'll see you. I don't know.
Well, I'm sure he can yell loud enough, and I gesture to Salashal.
Besides that, if you know Kreela usually knows how to get a hold of me.
Does that name ring a bell to me at all? Like, where's Kreela from?
Huh? You can make a history, we'll say. You can also make it A-Rod.
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 13.
13. Actually,
18.
Cole, you can also make one. 18.
Where does Kreela live?
Oh, we'll find out in just a second.
10.
10. 18. A-Rod, you're the only one aware of it. Kreela is supposed to be a very nice elven lady who's a druid of one of the coasts. She's said to ride dolphins and stuff like that, and she patrols the
Oh.
coasts.
She's
Fancies
a druid
herself
of the coast.
a bit of a hero.
And, what was your name? I only know you as, Elmhoof.
Me? I know a lot of people ask my name. They usually call me Matt Boy, but you can call me Hira.
Hira?
Hira. If you don't know how to spell it, it's because you don't hang out with the Oaks, and that's fine.
was hoping you were gonna say that's racist.
Hurra.
You.
Ooh, so close.
Hey, someone slipped a Z in there.
Not this time. He's one of the few oaks without a Z. You found him, boys. Okay. Well, enjoy the maps. I've already asked if there's anything else I can do. You guys said no. I should just take this rejection. It's a pattern. And he goes and he climbs onto the back and he starts
You
buckling.
just seem like a man who needs a good night's rest.
Something like that. And he
Glad you could find your. I'm not sure if he's more beautiful or more terrifying, but it's a nice mix of both.
I shit someone's pants.
Depends on the day. He's really fun to ride, though. Don't try to train a griffin, though. If there's anything I've learned, they're very expensive, they're very ill-tempered, and if you don't control them and they see a horse, they will eat the horse. Regardless if someone's riding it or not. I didn't say that, I didn't hurt anyone. And he finishes buckling his 7 buckles and he takes off into the air.
Puts on seatbelt.
Yeah,
Full
he has 3 buckles on each leg and then 1 across his waist for a total of 7.
Ow.
I feel like Batman's had a bad time recently.
With that, you guys are alone on a path with a bit more sunlight, because this thing is so big that when it took off, it took part of the canopy. Didn't give a heck. You know, there's like bent tree limbs going
Not a
in and
single
then
heck.
another one going up.
Well,
at least
jolly.
we know we don't need to worry about the blood anymore.
Yeah, that's fair.
No
Glad it all
heck.
worked out.
Not a single heck.
And remember,
Gosh darn it, I tell you what.
he didn't hurt anyone.
Gee willikers. Batman.
Not that he could find Bane. I could do for a nice. I think I could go for a bath. How long have I been since I had a bath?
As you're pondering
I
this.
gotta keep on going.
Alright, so you guys keep going as you ponder this. It's going to be late afternoon. Again, A-Rod up ahead. You see it first. Assy, you're probably with him as well. And you can see...
No, but once we start getting close to Milska, I go and hang out next to Nikolai and try to situate myself between people and pull up my hood.
Well, I just want to give you the little bit of a description here, and then you can decide what you want to do as you guys are going. Now, Milska is named Milska because as the forest starts to die out, you know, it thins out, you end up actually at another little cliff kind of overlooking. On one end, it's a sheer drop to the ocean, about 100 feet down. It's a very steep walk down, but there used to be a mill on top of this cliff, actually. And at some point, it came crashing down, slid through the town, and to this day, looking upon the town of Milska from your little porch over this steep hillside, where they've carved in, not carved, they've put in a wooden staircase. There is a very large scar, for lack of a better word, throughout this town that almost goes to the very center. They've since put up a bit of a buttress on this side of the town, but the rest of the town doesn't have any walls. It's just this single shield wall here on this side of the town to protect against the forest and probably other debris from coming down. But besides that, it's virtually unsurrounded. It's a very free town. The roofs of this town are very bright blue, and it's almost as closely knit as the canopy. It's a virtual sea of blue right next to this ocean as well. You can see as well a flag off in the distance. It's blue with a anvil on it. Looking at your friend Nikolai, you will realize that on his ring, he has the exact same sigil of an anvil on his ring. It's definitely a very large town, and out here from the forest, you can hear the sound of townsfolk and stuff like that. It's a very sharp contrast from Thornbluff. As you guys are overlooking the town of Milscar is where we will be ending today's episode.
Alrighty.
So, I hope you guys had fun. To those of you watching the stream or watching this episode, I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, feel free to like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.